Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Hope everybody's having a great evening. Got a little bit of music jamming out. Do 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 do. May have a special guest later. Do do do. Hope everybody's having a great night. Let me just get this music turned off, and we've already got some live foodie pool action. That's right. Let's see what's going on in here.
Yeah, it's relaxing. We're gonna go swim a bit and come back and check the chat periodically.
But I'm gonna cut down the volume a little bit.
It feels good from the heat, but it's not.
All right, let me start welcoming you folks in. Let me say hello to everybody. Welcome in, Nutty, level 80 Ranger of garlic butter. Huh? Chantel's videos.
I trapped him easily though. Okay, he went under his home and under the couch. He has a mansion under there. And I put the cage on the ground, left it open, and put food as
I think she's talking about Howie.
Sure enough, I go back in 5 minutes later. He's in the cage, getting getting some water. It's like closed.
Welcome in, Denise W. Let me pause this for just a second while I welcome everybody in. Welcome in, Denise. Welcome in again, Nutty. Welcome in, Elizu. What up, Tubes? Welcome in, Spooky Muse. Good to see you again. Hopefully everybody's having a good night. Welcome in, Wooly. Nice to see you. Welcome in, AT Gorilla. Welcome in. Hope you're having a great night. Yeah, we may have, hey, Detective Gochis, what's up, man? Hopefully you're having a great night yourself. May have Skinny Queen on later tonight. She may be coming in. I don't know what exactly her possible plans are for tonight, but we may get an update from her. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to, maybe some of you had a chance to read the description for tonight's show, but I'm going to be covering Foodie a little bit, not too much, but we're going to cover some of this live stream.
Yellow. Yeah. Is this good for the camera, you think?
Yeah.
You know, we've got Salah, the poop man himself. Does poop float? Does poop float? That's a good question. Does poop float in a saltwater pool? Because right now, I'm not seeing anything sinking. So that's my first question. Did anybody notice the name of the hotel they were staying at in Thailand? The BU Hotel? All I could think of was the Pew Dog. You are a Pew Dog. Again, they are. Chantel is such an irresponsible owner. A wild poopamon appears. We got Snorlax and Mr. Brown. I don't know. the Earth Pokemon trainer. No, but Chantel, did anybody see her latest video where she claims to have lost even more weight? Foodie claims to be down to 340 something. It is crazy. Her eyes have gotten fat. Has anybody else seen that? Like her glasses don't even sit on her face anymore. Look how she swims. She can't even move her arms. She swims like a. I mean, I'm not trying to make. Let me do my little disclaimer, by the way. Anybody who has poor mobility, I'm not trying to make fun of everybody who's got poor mobility. I'm making fun of Foodie specifically. And in her case, yes, I am making fun a little bit because her movement is really bad for somebody who acts so prideful and who's eating herself into a diabetic coma nightly. She can't even move underwater. Like that's barely even moving. Forget swimming laps. Poopachoo. Poopachoo. All right. So we're just going to treat this like a cam that's going to be going the whole time because I don't think any drama is going to occur. So we're going to come back to this throughout the night to see. It's going to be like watching SeaWorld at night, but with less animal abuse. I'm not saying anything. I'm not trying to insult SeaWorld. Please don't sue me, SeaWorld. Okay. Welcome to Lady Night Hawk. Carbodar and Waylord. No, he's Grimer. That's the only one I know, the old school ones. All right. So yeah, this isn't going to be too exciting. So let's put on the video. I think that's a little more interesting.
Tracy, hi Tracy. Is that Tracy?
Let me get this pulled up while we watch a little bit of Foodie.
Hey mods.
Hi Tian. It's very.
What is this swimming of hers? Like, I'm glad she's moving, but this is not burning any calories. She's not even trying to move. barely
Switch off the
moving,
lights.
Yeah.
but it's better than
More
nothing, I
romantic
guess.
and
But
relaxing.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, I'm pulling it up right now, folks.
Okay.
Should I go to the back?
Oh, and I have some true crime type stuff tonight as well. I have plastic surgery disasters, and I have true crime, a true crime type of video, which I think might be interesting. It's not so much true crime as a day in the life type of thing. Street interviews, very interesting
But,
in Brazil.
Fajr is going to be in a bit, so
That's like after 40 minutes.
as long as we have it done before.
She has to pray in 40
sunrise,
minutes.
but
I don't believe that.
Usually do it not short long after. Hi, Grandma G. I know, Rudy. Well, I appreciate you guys worrying about.
I gotta
me
pull up her
here.
channel. I didn't have this video saved. My
Oh,
apologies.
Eleganty. Oh, really, Brenda? You didn't
Salah
say
and
anything about
Chantel.
that. I'll have to check.
And welcome in again, everybody. And anybody watching the replay,
Good job, Millie.
hopefully you're enjoying it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. She can kind of do the breaststroke. You don't need, there's not going to be anything getting in the way there. She could do the fupa stroke, right?
What happened?
You were saying Pete's dad passed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Grimer
I
works.
didn't mention anything, so go tread water.
Ooh, I think you're right about that. I think that she gets Salah like only for so many minutes a day, and she's using like this pool as a way to put him on camera a little bit.
Yeah, condolences. All
right, let me pull up the recent video.
Oh, what? Why wouldn't you tell me that? What the heck? That's weird.
I thought this one was really interesting because remember,
I don't want a personal trainer. I just want to do the frog move.
remember our theory that Salah was basically a sex tourist when he was in Thailand? Well, this video here gives me some more fuel to that theory. We're going to watch what I think of Salah and is potentially being a sex tourist while he was in Thailand. And we're going to look at the hotel, see if it was nice or if it wasn't. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, shall we? All right, let me pull it up. Welcome in, Nirvana.
Hi, guys.
Hope you're having a great night.
So in anticipation of our upcoming
Yes, she is,
trip,
Nutty.
we decided to go through some footage of our Thailand trip, and we found that
I'm going to be covering this, actually this video that she did today about her old Thailand trip, because frankly, I think this is the most interesting video Chantel's done. And then we're actually going to be covering some other stuff, because Foodie is just not, until she gets on her next trip, I only have so much per week that I want to cover. She did a video about having a new health problem, but she didn't really explain it. Has anybody seen the bottoms of her feet? Her feet have like turned black. Kidney J did a really interesting video about that.
we forgot to actually review the hotels we stayed in.
Let me turn up the volume.
So we thought we would do that in this video. So we hope you enjoy.
So, we stayed in two places during our trip. A few weeks in the busy city of
You are a pure dog. We stayed in two places. We stayed in Bangkok, where I went to see the Russian sugar girls, and then we went to Pattaya, where I went to see the local Thai women. It was a good trip. What about you, Chantel? I stayed in the hotel and ate cheese. It was awesome.
Bangkok, Thailand's most visited city for tourists, and about 5 days in Pattaya, a calmer beach town.
Really bad.
The hotel we stayed at in
Bad.
Bangkok was called BU Place. It's actually a hotel and residence, meaning you can rent out a room on a monthly basis.
You are a
The
view
hotel
dog.
on the outside was well maintained and had attractive and unique.
You are a pew dog. You are a pew place. Maybe that's where he got the name from. You were a pew dog. You were a pew place, pew dog, pew place. I don't know. Yeah, but you were a pew dog. You stay at pew place.
Decor. BU Place got a great rating of 8.1 on booking.com with 1,332 reviews. It was super affordable.
Okay, so the price of this place was pretty reasonable. It was only a 10 Kuwaiti dinar, which comes out to about what, like $30 American. It's a little studio apartment, but look at how kind of ratty it looks. I watched this before. This place looks a little bit ratty. I mean, for the
Affordable at
price,
around 10 KD, 32 US or 44 Canadian dollars per night. One customer
Right, Nirvana?
review read, nice and clean accommodation with a lot of services. And another read, always nice place to stay, staff friendly and helpful room, always clean. BU Place is located on Ratchapadisvik Road in the district of Dindang, which is where Jodhpurs was. You know, the
Oh, that's where Chantel tortured those shrimp. Does anybody remember that? She bought these live shrimp. They were live when she ate them, but instead of eating them, she just let them sit there and drown in the soy sauce. She didn't actually finish them. So the one time where Foodie's gluttony could have actually stopped some suffering, no, the one time she doesn't go eat.
place where I tried the jumping shrimp, LOL.
The one time it could have helped.
Dindang we found to be a bit out of the way from the major touristic areas such as Sukhumvit,
Ooh, interesting.
but it was still close to some attractions.
Very interesting. I've only seen so many Thailand blogs, but the ones I've seen, it's always made it look kind of very very red light districty. That's what I'll say. A lot of red light district stuff I always saw.
And malls and lots of street food just outside of the hotel alone. All right, now let's go inside BU Place.
And of course, you know, she's got nothing but fried food. That's her favorite part of it.
But it was still close to some attractions and malls and lots of
food with that looks like mayonnaise or grease or something. Fried food with mayonnaise
street
and
food
rice.
Just outside of the hotel alone.
More fried food with mayonnaise and rice. Coleslaw.
All right, now
how did she fit in that tiny? How the heck did she squeeze through this door? How did Chantel squeeze through this elevator door?
Let's go inside BU Place to see what our room looked like. Our room was on the 17th floor.
Okay, that's nice. I mean, that makes it sound nice, you know, when you have a local
The first
there.
thing we loved about our room was the balcony, which had a sliding glass door and a screen to keep all the bugs.
Okay. This balcony, again, I don't think that this balcony is good for much except pushing somebody off the unless you want to push somebody off the edge, maybe. I mean, that's just such a small balcony. Where would could she even squeeze in out there?
We were up high, so we had quite a nice.
And as far as this nice view goes, again, I know there's nice parts of Thailand, and there seem to be some nice ones off in the distance with these high rises. But if you look over here on the left,
overlooked Bangkok's residential areas.
This area here looks kind of run down. It really does.
Every afternoon, we would watch the great thunderstorms of Thailand's monsoon season from the balcony. It was so relaxing.
The AC was a wall unit,
I got my,
but still worked very well with us. The
we got a
furniture
special
was
guest.
decent and not too dated. One thing we were amazed at.
We have a special guest. Let me bring her on.
Hello.
Welcome in, Sarah Jade. How are you?
Good. How are you? Hello, everybody.
I am doing great. I hope you're doing well.
I'm well.
I know you've had a recent setback. I know you were in the hospital a bit, but I know thankfully
that and I did get some test results today, but I don't want to derail your show. I will update everybody tomorrow.
Oh geez. Well, let everybody at least maybe at least you're here though. Maybe you can give just something very brief just to let, just give like a
Okay,
little
so my pneumonia is still kind of it has not went away. I got a chest x-ray and it's still like visible on there, so that was kind of a setback, and then it's also kind of affecting my heart in a little bit of a way.
Oh geez.
But I'll be okay. I just got a bunch of meds tonight to start, and they don't feel like putting me back in the hospital is a good idea because you can be exposed to like more things in the hospital. So sometimes healing at home under medical supervision is okay too. So I'll be okay. Don't worry, guys. I can't see what anybody's saying unless you put it on the screen, Dr. Phil.
Okay.
Because I don't have my other device, but I just want to thank everybody for your prayers, your concerns, and yeah, I'm gonna get through this. Don't you worry.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're feeling strong at least, and we do have some well wishes for you in the chat. Lady Nighthawk, Nirvana, Nutty, a few folks in here. They're all saying they hope you're feeling better.
Thank you, everybody.
I certainly am as well. So Skinny, what do you think of what's going on with Chantel and her swimming? You're somebody who does water aerobics. Denise W. also prayers for you, Sarah Jane.
Thank you, everybody.
You're someone who, and welcome in, Denise. You're someone who does water aerobics, What do you think of? Let me put on Chantel's actual swim for just a little bit, so we can get your opinion. Do you think that how would you say this compares to water aerobics? What she's doing? Let me get.
So I haven't watched a ton of her swimming, I'll be honest, but I have some. What I did see was like her sitting there talking in the camera.
Yeah, mostly standing and talking.
Yeah, so obviously you got to keep, like when I go do water aerobics, we move consistently for 45 minutes.
Oh, am I sharing the screen? I'm not even sharing the screen. I'm such a fool. Hold on. Let me
You
make sure
are. You got it.
Do I?
Yeah, you just don't have it playing right now.
Oh no, I'm not sharing the right one. Hold on though. Yeah, share this tab. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sharing
there
the
it
tab.
is.
Yeah, I'm not sharing it. Okay.
Take it slowly.
Sorry, folks.
So it looks like Salah is directing her how to do what, a doggy paddle?
Yeah, maybe I don't know if it's a doggy paddle so much as like a Tweedle paddle, like a Weeble Wobble paddle.
You know what I think, Dr. Phil? And she came out with this video today about a diagnosis that she don't want to talk about, though. It was clickbait. I do think that she got one, though, because I think it scared her enough to get in the pool. We've been asking her to get in the pool for 2 years now, almost. And for her to just get in all of a sudden, no, I don't think that's a coincidence. I do think something's going on with her. I think it's probably her heart. And this is just my opinion. I think it scared her enough to get in the pool.
I think that makes sense. And have you seen her her feet? They look like they're turning black.
Thank you.
Hi, Lavi.
Wow.
Have you seen the bottoms of her feet? Kidney J did a video about it. Well, we haven't been able to see Chantel's feet in this video, but at least not from the parts I've seen. But the bottoms of her feet have turned black all the way and going up the sides of her ankles. It doesn't just look like dirt.
Okay, so because sometimes black shoes, like I know if I wear my Crocs, my black Crocs, sometimes, you know, you're out in the sun and you're getting sweaty, whatever. They can make your feet a little dark, but you don't think it's that?
Well,
what color are her shoes that she wears?
Well, here's the thing. She was swimming. So you'd think that the color on her feet, if it was dirt or it was discoloration, it would have got a little bit streaky. And I don't know. Kidney J seemed to feel it was discoloration. And again, it's possible it could have been something else, but maybe I could pull up Kidney J's
Maybe she
video
hasn't washed her feet and
well, she probably hasn't. She probably hasn't. I mean, it could be, what do they call it? Hyperkeratosis, when like Stephen Asante had, where the skin builds up.
Hello.
Yeah.
Rose.
Let's let her chat for a second here. She's getting trolled, I think, in the chat, I hope.
Yeah, teardrop, slow and easy. Way to go.
This is so lit. Yes.
There's so much noise in the background from the pool. It's hard to hear them, and I wanted to talk over them and listen to them at the same time. But yeah, Skinny, I think that's a great possibility that her feet are just really filthy, because you know that Salah likes that. He likes those dirty feet. He's like, Chantel, don't wash your feet. You are a pew dog. I like your pew feet.
Right.
Gems. I can't believe you don't want to zip it. Okay, I can't get.
Maybe she's been squishing fresh turds for Salah.
Expensive.
That could be it.
So no thanks.
She's been, instead of squishing grapes, she's yuck.
I heard that Howie escaped again out into the apartment, and maybe that's what she was doing, cleaning up after Howie. She was too lazy to sweep, so she was just kind of stomping it into the carpet, maybe.
Yeah.
Hi, GC. Yeah, of course.
We got a few more people saying, feel better, Skinny. I know I haven't. Kelly Irish here said it. Welcome in, Kelly.
Definitely, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Elise mentioning she can't even swim.
Episode, honestly, you'll have to wait.
Mouse Toes, welcome in.
We have a few
Alyssa, you're looking quite sexy in your picture there. Blondes do have more fun.
It's a very ageless look. I think it's fantastic. You get not a wrinkle in sight.
Right.
I see ABCD.
She does wear a lot of black shoes, Nirvana points out. That's true. Oh, yes, Mouse Toes gave him a thumbs up. If anybody is enjoying the show, please leave a thumbs up.
Absolutely.
So so cute.
And please subscribe as well if you'd like to see more of this.
And when I
nonsense.
get off here, I'll share it out too. Well, I should have shared it out. Hold on, let me pop off and pop back in so I can share it.
Oh, no worries. Well, sure. Yeah, thank you.
I'll be back.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. I got it under control. Her Skechers from her mom are black. Are Skechers like that though? Will Skechers are Skechers like really cheap like that? Do they tend to bleed on your socks? Because I know that some cheaper shoe brands will do that. I've never really worn Skechers, but I haven't heard that about them. But if that's the case with Skechers, that's not a good thing.
Swimming is so good for low impact on your joints.
And the shadows too.
Exactly.
The shadows too. But I would encourage folks to go watch Kidney J's video. I'm going to get a link to up to it here when Sarah Jane gets back, so I can have a moment, so I don't leave you guys empty.
Yeah.
But woof 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 woof.
Desert Rose, oh no! I know, Raja.
That's a good point, Nutty.
Take your weight and your pressure on the surface, right?
Yeah, because exactly.
But before
Salah's talking about her taking her weight and her blood pressure. Considering her her weight is totally wrong, I don't think her blood pressure is going to be any more accurate. I don't think Chantel is even trying to get accurate numbers. Although, like Skinny said, she had a health scare. That could be part of her health scare.
There's no gravity.
Yeah.
Like when you're walking on the ground, every impact is felt for your whole body.
Yes.
And if you're heavy and you have small
Right?
feet,
Ooh, that's a good question, Kelly.
I'm not in Canada, no.
That's a good question. I know she has to. I know you're supposed to wash your hands and your face, but I'm not sure about the feet. I don't know that one.
The moon, guys.
So yeah, thank you.
Welcome in. Wooly, is this Wild Things, the pool scene, right?
Hey, living Laura, hi.
Well, that's true, Mouse Toes. Sweat can do it. Oh, Nirvana here with a personal
You're the frog.
with a personal anecdote. Nirvana likes to wear Skechers, black Skechers, and has never had an issue with the color bleeding. So that sounds that's positive endorsement. But she's never worn them without socks. So who's to say? Maybe it's possible. And Chantel probably gets very sweaty feet. Oh, I think we have Skinny Queen back here.
Hello.
All right, Skinny Queen, glad to have you back. Hopefully everything's working out for you here. We got a few comments from the chat talking about Nirvana, saying that she actually wears black Skechers and they've never bled onto her feet. So it's possible it's dirt, but
well, does Chantel? Chantel wears them, I think, without socks, and also probably doesn't wash her feet for weeks, so it just stains.
the hyperkeratosis makes sense because that's like if you watch that old Stephen Asante video, you'll see that his skin it like gets like this dark discoloration as well when it gets overgrown, like the hyperkeratosis it's called, when you get these big massive calluses and they get discolored and they absorb dirt if they're not proper, if you don't clean, because that'll prevent the formation of those extra large calluses. So Chantel could possibly have that. Though it didn't have the look of that because their feet didn't seem to be like misshapen, any more than they otherwise would be. They looked flat and fat, but they didn't look like calloused, especially, at least from the angle I saw.
Right.
Well, at least she's trying. Right?
Only Valentino's really only the finest.
Hello, guys.
Oh,
She's doing her practice for her seal movement here.
moons are made of cheese. It looks like it. Hi, Wen. I still have my coach.
Foodie needs to do less talking, more swimming.
Agreed.
Yeah, maybe
Skinny Queen.
Carolina,
Mouse Toast says the same thing. No
Hopefully.
swimming is happening here. Yeah, so let's get back to the video from Thailand. That was the more interesting one. I just wanted to watch this a little bit because I was asking you about the water aerobics. But yeah, this is not any aerobics. She's just standing there. She's just sitting. Maybe when she was
Even
moving
if she was just walking, like sometimes I would go to the pool on days I didn't have class and I would just walk, but you keep that momentum up for like this at least 30 minutes. You want to keep moving consistently. And for her, even if she did it at least for 15 minutes, and she should be able to do that in the water. I don't see a problem.
Well, Foodie's claimed that she did what 15 minutes on the treadmill just the other day. So 15 minutes in the pool should be nothing for her,
She
right?
said that?
It's Stairmaster. She said she would do 15 minutes on the. I think she said that. I maybe
She
blended it together.
recently did 15 minutes on a Stairmaster.
She claimed to have done 15 minutes on a Stairmaster. I don't remember when it was, but it
Press
wasn't that
X
long
to
ago.
doubt that.
Yeah, right. But I'm being a little
All the
sarcastic.
closet and storage space.
Wow.
That was a bonus.
And I love how they're, and I'll tell you, I could see why Chantel never really shared this video of the hotel in Thailand, because while this hotel room looks clean, this is nothing like special that I would be excited to like report on. You know, like this is a very basic looking motel room, right?
Right.
I mean, it looks clean. No, not saying it looks bad or anything, but it's like nothing special, you know, for a vacation or anything. It's very, very average.
There was a coffee area with complimentary coffee and things that they replenished daily.
Yeah, like, it's got complimentary coffee. I don't want to sound spoiled, but I've been in hotels, a few motels in my day, like Best Western, and they've had things like that. They've had that kind of
Right.
So,
They've even Best Western even gives you a continental breakfast. Come
yeah,
on.
I'm a bit of a high roller over here, you know. But I'm used to that kind of stuff. I almost expect coffee in my room.
Right.
They also had a mini fridge and gave us 2 bottles of water daily as well on the house. You can't drink the tap water in Thailand. There
2
was
bottles
a
of tap
safe
water
that we
daily.
kept our passports and extra cash in. And again,
That to
just
me is
so
really, especially when she mentioned that you can't drink the tap water there. That kind of bothers me actually a little bit. Like, not to say that I drink a lot of tap water when I'm in hotels, but it just kind of frustrates me to think that you could run out of water. Like if you need to like wash your eyes, or you know, you get soap in your eyes, you got to wash them out or something, and you know, you might run out of that bottle of water in there. So it's frustrating to think they only give you 2 bottles. I mean, I guess you can request more, but still just seems a bit skimpy.
That's because they want you to buy your own.
That's good. Speaking of bottles, can you handle it for 1 second while I go grab a bottle of my water?
Absolutely.
I'll put the volume a little bit lower and just let it run for just a moment.
Absolutely.
much closet space. The bathroom was very clean as the employees cleaned it daily. It had a big bathtub and most importantly, a bidet. Yes, Thailand has bidets. They also gave complimentary shampoo and soap to use. And here are the light switches and power sources to the room.
All right, guys. Now I will take you and show you the hotel
All right, I'm
gym
back.
and pool.
Oh, well, that
which are on the
wasn't.
5th floor
Yeah,
of the
you should
hotel.
go back to the bathroom. She said they have the bidet. I'm thinking.
They have a complimentary bathroom? No extra
Yeah,
charge?
a
Foodie's staying in
complimentary
advanced place.
bidet.
Complimentary
And here are the
bathroom?
light switches.
Has a
complimentary
flush air,
shampoo.
a switch to
Yes.
flush and everything?
It had a big bathtub and most importantly,
Big bathtub? Does she
That don't look big enough for her to sit comfortably.
big compared to what? Compared to what she normally needs? I don't think so. Oh, Salah did get a break. Yeah, that's a hose. Exactly, Mouse Toast. Thank you for saying that, because I was thinking if that's the bidet, then where's the toilet? Yeah, just 2 bottles of water. I hope they're big, right? So yeah, let me let this run a little bit again. She's all excited about the free shampoo
a
too.
bidet. Yes, Thailand has bidets. They
Well,
also gave
that
complimentary
somebody that
shampoo
doesn't
and
buy
soap to
shampoo would get
use.
excited about free shampoo, I'd guess.
But she's bald. What does she even use it for?
Mm,
Like, I guess she could wash her feet with it or something. Hand wash.
And here are the light switches
she
and
wa-
power sources
she
to
she
the room.
washes she washes Salah's hair.
There you
She
go.
gives
His butt hair. He likes to keep
Yes.
it nice and gets crusty a little bit if he sometimes.
Yeah.
But seriously though, this room doesn't look bad or anything, but it's just nothing that I would be too excited about. I'll just say it like that. It looks very
All right, guys. Now I will
passable.
take you and show you the hotel gym and pool, which are on the 5th floor of the hotel.
I like how Salah takes us to see the gym and the pool, because of course this was back when Chantel was still perpetrating the rumor that Muslim women couldn't swim.
Oh yeah, this was when she was anti-pool. I told you something's up. For Chantel to be getting in the pool, something is up.
Nirvana is so right. There's not even enough room for water in that pool if Chantel sits in there. Or excuse me, the tub, not the pool. So that tub is so small. There's room for Chantel or the water. That's about it. Yeah, and that hose in there looked like a little sink sprayer.
There's room for 2 bottles of water in Chantel.
In Chantel's butt. I know Natter said it was. I'm just being stupid. All right, she could. Yeah, exactly, Nirvana. She can use the shampoo on other places. I'm sure she'll find. She can use it on Howie. That's right. She can bring it home to use it on Howie. Watch that little scam. Yeah, they would show the light switches. That's actually a good point, Elise. To be fair, not old. Some hotels, especially in foreign countries, as an American, I say that because it depends on what country's foreign for you. But and it depends on the country. But some places they won't have a private bathroom. So for the price, for $30 a night, a private bathroom is actually pretty decent. But again, I don't know if it's something I'd be, like excited to the point I'd vlog it. But if I was a travel vlogger, I guess I'd vlog my room no matter what. So I don't know. Just
right.
Nothing too impressive though. This is a recreation room I kind of like. And you can see that in Bangkok, Thailand, the people there, they have absolutely no use for a ping pong table or a pool table not located in a bar. The room looks like nobody's ever set foot in here. There's not a single scuff on the floor. The table looks like it's never been used. Just everything about this room looks immaculate to the point where I don't think anybody's ever used it.
Right.
Like, who needs a pool table without a bar in Bangkok, right?
I mean, who needs a pool table when you have a ping pong show?
They got the other kind of ping pong downstairs. Right. Skinny. You know what? It's been a while since we've done a show together. We do some good shows together.
Yeah.
All right. But look at this. But seriously, you can tell where this hotel's located because the gym and like the area with no alcohol is completely immaculate and untouched. There's not a single person using any of it. So I can only imagine what the clientele in this hotel uses it for.
It also has a full gym.
They actually do have somebody. I take it back. They do have one person using it. It's a legitimate hotel. I take it back.
Work out.
I will say this gym, I actually do like the look of this gym. It's a little bit crowded, but by the standards of hotel/motel gyms, it's pretty decent. I like
pretty
this.
Stellar. I like it.
I like this this central machine here. It's got like 5 different machines with 3 different weight stacks, so you can have 3 people working out at once. And you have 5 different machines there, so you don't need to change so you can go from one to the other very quickly. So you can do a lot of like circuit training, like Nirvana knows what I'm talking about, where you go from one exercise to the next quickly, one after the other. And they have this free weight bench here, which is really nice. A lot of small gyms will not have an actual free weight bench. They have a full set of dumbbells back here. This makes me think it's not used very often because it looks to be in pretty good condition. And these kind of traveling gyms usually are very poor condition if they're used a lot. But I do like the gym.
It's nice and clean.
All right, Nutty. Nutty would be in that pool room. She's not into the bar scene. I can respect that. I just don't think the people in this hotel are into that, you know? Oh yes, in Japan, that's right. Their layout is very different.
There is a nice terrace where you can sit and relax.
All right, this is not a nice terrace in my opinion. Like it's not terrible, but like they got all the cleaning equipment sitting out. This looks more like just the utility area, or maybe they're just cleaning up. But
it looks like the break room for the employees.
Right? It looks more like the employee rest area than like an area for the guests. That's a good point.
And relax.
But I mean, this whole place is very average in my opinion. I don't think it's bad. I wouldn't.
Maybe Sally was working his wages off there. That's where he relaxed for the trip.
Sally actually tells on himself in a minute. I don't know if it's this hotel or the second one in this video, but there's a little scene, and when it comes up, I'm going to ask everybody if you saw what I saw, but it's coming up. So everybody keep your eyes open. There's a scene with Salah that I think is very, very revealing. and it's one of those things you can miss very easily. So I'm going to point it out.
Top of the stairs, we have the hotel pool.
The hotel pool, which is actually frequented by a decent number of people. And if we look, it looks to be mostly families. So, you know what? As much as I dog the hotel for being a place where people just want to drink and party, I see some families. So, you know, maybe it's a mixed crowd. It's not just, you know, young people or single men or whatever. I mean, this looks like you know, it's family with children. What else can you say? But Chantel couldn't use any of this furniture here. She'd be, I mean, maybe this one where you lay down on, but these chairs would be a little too small, I think. Oh, do you have an opinion, Skinny, on this pool area? Do you have anything to say about this?
No, not really.
Do you think if Chantel tried to use this shower, she'd trip on this little step here? Because there's no way she'd see that.
Probably go face first.
That looks like a falling
she's
hazard to
marked
me.
safe because she won't attempt to use it.
Shower? Who needs that, right? But that looks like a falling hazard to me. I'd be worried about that.
Chantal
She's been showering in the pool at her apartment lately.
Made some friends from South Korea.
That's the real reason why she's been using it. Oh, and this anyway. So this picture here. Listen to this part right here. My player is being a little bit slow to pause today. So, but this is the clip that I thought was very telling. I'm gonna play this, and then I'm gonna tell you what I think.
I went a few times and even made some friends from South Korea.
Made some friends from South Korea. Now, there's I see two possibilities here. One is very wholesome. That's a father and son, or an uncle and nephew, and they're hanging out, maybe visiting some family, some friends. Who knows? Something very, you know, wholesome and positive. But the other possibility is these are two South Korean coworkers, and they're here to visit the red light district. And Salah was talking with them, and they kind of made friends over the fact that they were all going to go to the red light district together.
Same.
Because I don't think they bonded talking about, you know, oh my wife, she's a new convert to Islam. I don't think that they're going to have much to say about that, right?
Remember the 12-hour walks he was doing by himself?
Right? He probably asked him. He said, "Hey, you guys know anything local, anything cool?" Say, "Oh yeah, bro, we'll take you to the spot."
So a little bit very on the edge.
All right, let me look this one.
The hotel also features a complimentary shuttle van ride to the nearest metro station, as the hotel is not really inside the main tourist areas. We didn't use the metro system this time, as taxis were just that cheap in Thailand, but next time we want to try it for sure. Oh, we almost forgot. The hotel conveniently, I mean super conveniently, has a 7-Eleven right next door.
You know something nutty?
Thailand 7-Elevens are
that makes sense. The smoking area, because I know in Thailand a lot of people smoke, and they might have some rules where you're not allowed to smoke indoors there, which I can understand. So that would make sense that they'd have a lot of smoking areas. Yeah, and it's a little bit small for a lot of people, but for just one or two people, I think it's pretty nice. Yeah, it seems like a staff area. Outdoor showers the Foodie could fit in. That's probably the only one she could fit in. That makes sense.
That's true. That's true.
Foodie is the shadow approaching, right? She's the Colossus of Mordor. Are they possibly gay? Hey, you know what, Nirvana? That's actually a very reasonable third possibility. That's actually extremely reasonable third possibility. That the first one, very wholesome. They're family, you know, they're there for something positive. The other one is that they're buddies and they're there to meet to the red light district. The other one is that they're really good buddies and they're actually
That's what I thought.
That makes sense too. That's a possibility. They're traveling on business, but if they're traveling on business, then they very well may be hitting up the red light district as well. That's something that some of these businessmen are unfortunately known for not always being the most responsible to their wives. But then again, if they're not married, I guess, you know, it's up to them what they want to do. She does sound fake. Sounds like she's reading it off of a website, doesn't she? It does look like a pretty nice town. I'll say this: that as much as I was being a little bit harsh with the criticism. But as far as the hotel itself goes, I didn't see it as, it seemed like a decent hotel. I would not have a problem staying there, especially for that price. For that price, it's quite a good deal in my opinion. $30 In America, that place would be at least, I mean, depends which location you're in. If you're like in a big city, it would be expensive. But if you're just in like, even just like a small town, that's still going to run you like 80 bucks, 90 bucks.
Yeah, I was going to say about $100.
Yeah, maybe 100. Depends on the city you're in. Like if you're in an area that's more expensive or an area that's less expensive, but still, it's going to be a heck of a lot more than 30 bucks.
Yeah.
Oh, and Foodie does smoke too, Mouse Toes. Excellent point about the smoking. Yeah, the 7-Eleven. Let's watch this. Foodie loves 7-Eleven in Thailand. Why? We figured it out when we were watching it the first time. Because it's hard to get cheese in Thai cuisine. 7-Eleven solves that problem.
Famous for their tasty and cheap snacks. We recommend trying the Thai tea.
Look how dirty those look.
And the Choco drink.
Look how dirty those drink dispensers look. And I'm not Mr. like prissy and clean. I'm not bad about that kind of stuff, but I would have second thoughts about using these drink dispensers. These do not look like they've been washed in a long time. Look at how the labels are peeling off.
The Thai.
And then Foodie touched it, so you know.
But look at how the label's peeling off. Look at how like they have the half melted ice in there.
Mm-hmm.
It looks just really, and you know that. And I've had friends who've worked at fast food places and gas stations and stuff, and they've told me that these drink machines, they have to be cleaned very well because they get really nasty.
They do.
They have to be cleaned. And these look like they have not been cleaned in forever. Look how nasty it is on the front. Or it looks like it's been they just look really old. I don't know. Maybe they have been cleaned recently, but they just look nasty and old and yuck, you know? Like she was like, oh, you have to try this. Ugh. No, thank you.
And the Choco drink.
Dr. Phil, I think I'm going to step down for now. I just wanted to come up and say hi real quick.
Skinny. And thank you so much. I loved having you up tonight. It was fantastic. I think we had a great little segment.
I'll be back down in the comments in a little while.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I don't know. I don't want to make any promises. I scheduled it more for tomorrow, but I might. You never know me.
Okay, well, just keep me posted, and if you are, I'll send folks over there, and just let me know.
All right, and thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all, and I appreciate you, Dr. Phil. Thank you.
Try to feel better, Skinny Queen. We're so glad to have you. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. All right.
All right, everybody. That was Skinny Queen Reacts. Sarah Jane of Skinny Queen Reacts. She recently had a bit of a health scare, but sounds like she's on the mend, which is great news. So hopefully that should clear that up for everybody. And here's the snacks that Foodie picked up. I love this freeze frame here. We can see that basically every single thing here has cheese in it, and nothing here appears to be natural. Like I can't even read some of these labels, but even if they were in English, I still think I wouldn't know what any of these ingredients are. Like none of this looks like real food, does it? This all looks like just the most artificial, preservative laced stuff. Like, is anybody familiar with any of these products? I've never even had any of these. This one is the simplest looking one, this cheese toast. This thing here looks like Gouda, I think it says. I can't even read most of this, to be fair. This looks like it's written in Thai, or I think Thai script.
Cheese sandwiches. Yum. All in all, we recommend you place for a few reasons. The customer service is great. Someone is always greeting you with a smile when you arrive and leave the building, and they accommodate any needs you may have during.
All right, let's pause it for a second. Let me catch up on the comments for a bit. 7-Eleven makes their return. Yeah, exactly. Foodie couldn't care less. Russian sugar girls. Different country doesn't count, right? Salad could do what he wants. There's no Sharia law there. Foodie does smoke. Smokes the pipe as well, the delusion pipe. Fair enough, Nirvana. I agree with that. I think that there's no sense of spending money on things you don't really use. So yeah, totally. We recommend trying, right? We recommend trying. Be sure to try the cheese bread that comes in a bag. Where is it here?
Place is clean and not super natural. Will get you main tourist. Let
me go back a little bit. Hold on. Yeah, we recommend trying the dirty tea dispenser, the nasty tea dispenser, and the cheese in a bag.
And the Choco drink and the toasted cheese sandwiches.
Well, I've heard about that nutty.
All in all, we recommend View Place for a few reasons.
I've heard about that nutty. Have you ever had a chance to try one yourself? I've heard that they have some really like cool products in there.
The customer service is great. Someone is always greeting you with a smile when you arrive and leave the building, and they accommodate any needs you may have during your stay. The place is clean and cozy and has an apartment feel to it, like a home away from home. It was
Smart
not
choice.
super close to the main touristy areas such as the Sukhumvit district, but the free shuttle to the metro will get you there in no time at all. There are also many street food vendors just
As much as I'm making fun of Foodie, I have kind of heard that. I don't know about Thailand. I know that in Japan, I have heard that as well, not just from Nutty. That the 7-Elevens there are nice. Maybe the 7-Eleven is nice, but those products did not really seem too appetizing to me. Maybe there was some good stuff there, but that place looked kind of ratty. In my
just
opinion.
outside the hotel
No
doors,
disrespect, but-
including a 7-Eleven. Most importantly, it's a great value for the money and is super affordable. You cannot
Ooh,
go
that
wrong.
sounds neat.
The next
I
place
actually
we
have
stayed at in Thailand was
An
Pattaya,
acquaintance,
which
maybe not an acquaintance, but like I know somebody, I should say. He's like a streamer, and like I don't know him well, but like I talked to him a little bit, and he actually lives in Japan, and he's always using, like, going out late at night and using the vending machines and stuff over there. And he said it's very convenient, it's very safe, and it makes it very easy because they don't have as many places open late over there. At least that's what he said.
has a more relaxed vibe than Bangkok. We stayed for 5 days here
It's
to enjoy
wild,
the
and she's
nature
getting
around
much
us.
bigger.
The ride to
Like, if you
Pattaya
look at her in this video, she's big, but
by
she's
Bolt
at
Taxi
least
took
50
about
pounds
an
heavier now.
hour and 45 minutes and cost around 1,200 baht or 10 Kuwaiti dinar, 44 Canadian dollars or 32 US dollars.
I couldn't resist filming Chantal sleeping on the way to Pattaya. She was passed right out.
I love this. Salah has gets this video of Chantal. Look at how graceful she looks in this angle here sleeping. She looks like trying to think of her. She looks like Tweedledee with that hood on. She looks like one of those medieval knights, but like really like too big.
So the hotel we
Well,
chose
that
in
sounds
Pattaya
cool.
was the Glow Hotel. Glow got a very good rating on Booking.com of 8.2 with 820 reviews. It is even cheaper than BU Place at around 7 Kuwaiti dinar, 22 US dollars.
Cheaper than Pew Place. Cheaper than 7 Kuwaiti dinar is really friggin' cheap. I'll tell you right now. It's like $22.
Or 32 Canadian dollars per night, though it depends on the discounts available. We use Booking.com a lot, so we get
That's freaky that they have these bars over the windows, though. Like, what the heck is that about? Like, why do they have these bars over these windows here? Like, is that decorative? Because if that's not decorative, that's really like creepy. They have to put all these bars over it.
good discounts. Some customer reviews of the hotel are: staff are so nice, beds are very comfortable, rooms are impressive.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
also very good, comfortable, just all around easy and relaxed.
I agree 100%. If you want to go visit someplace, if you have a friend who knows the area or if they're from there, that's the way to go. You really get to experience the place a lot better that way. I always try to go to visit somebody I know if I'm traveling, because you get a much better experience than just showing up as a complete stranger.
Atmosphere. Glow is a 4-star hotel located on Pattaya 3rd Road in the Muang district. Here's a small look around at the outside of the Glow Hotel.
Okay, this place looks much nicer, in my opinion, than the last one. The first one, the area around it looked kind of old. I wouldn't say it looked bad, it just looked old. This area looks very new. Like, everything looks very fresh and touristy. The streets are beautiful, pavement, fresh.
Outside of the hotel,
windows
there is
are
a spirit
clean.
house, which is common to see here in Thailand. People give
The shrine, that's an interesting looking shrine. Spirit house, they call it.
offerings in exchange for protection from the spirits in Buddhist belief.
Okay, now let's examine the room.
Humpty
shall we?
Dumpty, that's
When we
exactly who it
arrived,
is.
Someone took our bags up for us.
She
which
looks
was
like
a
Humpty
great
Dumpty
service.
with the skinny arms and legs and the giant massive body. Just like this giant massive egg-shaped body. Yes, that's exactly what
The
it
room
looks
was significantly smaller than BU Place, but it was also newer. It was cheaper to get a room with 2 beds, so we thought, why not?
It was cheaper to get a room with 2 beds, so why not? Right? It was cheaper to get a room with 2 beds. I noticed that about the other one too. The other one had 2 beds. Why do all their rooms have 2 beds? Why am I so oblivious? Why did nobody in chat notice that either? Let me go back. Did the other room have 2 beds? Did she show the beds? No, they showed 1 bed. Okay. Yeah, they had 1 bed in the other one. All right. This one has 2 beds. Why? That's I don't buy that.
Let's give it a try. The beds were, well, So comfy.
Ooh.
The bathroom was very clean and also more modern
You know
than
what,
the
Elise?
place.
As long as you
There was no tub, however.
as long as you know your way around, as long as as long as you're somebody who's like street smart, that's cool. But if somebody's naive and they're not so they're not experienced and they're not so aware, then traveling is something they might want to be a little more careful with. But you seem like somebody who's pretty aware of their surroundings, so that's a different story.
Only a huge shower with complimentary body wash and shampoo. There was also a hair dryer.
Well, she talks about complimentary body wash and shampoo. First of all, there's no way she needs an entire travel size shampoo because she's bald. Second of all, if she was going to wash her body, she has so much body, she would need like 50 of those little body washes if she was actually going to do it for real.
That Salah found.
There's too much
very
body and not
amusing.
enough hair.
The AC was also on the balcony and was very loud. The view was nice though, overlooking the local areas nearby.
Absolutely. Of course she
There
said
was a
that,
complimentary
right?
coffee and water area, also replenished daily.
I mean, but even if it was cheaper, how much cheaper would it have really been? And if it was to be with her husband who she really loved, I mean, I guess one night, if it was really to save a lot of money, whatever, you just, you make do. But it just feels so inauthentic coming from Foodie.
A big flat
It just
screen
does,
smart
to me at
TV,
least.
and a vanity mirror where I put on my makeup daily that I would later
Yeah,
just
okay.
sweat off
There
anyway.
you go. Then.
There were
That's
slider
smart.
blackout shades covering the windows, which is always nice if you want to sleep in. The room had central air and not a wall unit like the U place did. Here too, there was a safe and a mini
This room is really small, but it looks nice. So I can't
fridge.
not
We
a problem
immediately
with
put
it.
our free water in, and an umbrella to use while there. This you cannot keep. It was nice to have, especially during rainy monsoon season, though.
I like how she says you can't keep the umbrella. Like, did you really think they were going to let you just keep the umbrella?
The electricity is turned on here by placing your room card in a slot. There was also a flashlight attached to the wall beside the power area.
Like BU Place, there's also a nice gym here.
All right, this gym is really tiny. This is just way too tiny. I mean, I like the Smith machine. I think that I like that they have a Smith machine. I think it's a good, efficient way to use the space they have. But it's very small. But it's an efficient gym. I like it. I like they have a pull down. They have a Smith machine. They've got the treadmill, a bike, an elliptical.
Here with everything you need. There's also a nice pool with a bar made out of a red van. Kind of.
That's interesting, with a bar made out of a red van. You'd think being Muslim, they wouldn't want to be around places that serve all this alcohol. They would want to be someplace that doesn't at least have a bar right in the middle of the place. But whatever, I guess Foodie doesn't mind.
There is a restaurant on the second floor that serves an impressive breakfast buffet for about 250 baht per person, which is.
Did you speak of grilled cheese sandwiches? Did you see Foodie's mukbang where she had the soup and the grilled cheese sandwiches? I mean, I could show it for a second, but there's not really that much to show. She just eats a big old bowl of tomato soup that looks like she said she put a slice of cheese in it, or maybe she put cream, or maybe she put both, knowing her. She put cream and a slice of cheese in there. And she had 2 big grilled cheese sandwiches, both covered in butter and greased up bread. It looks so fattening. This, on the other hand, this looks pretty decent. The hash browns look pretty good. The fruit looks fresh. The eggs look decent. This looks like a decent breakfast meal, I must say.
USD or 9 CAD. We did eat here a few times, and I know I filmed what we ate, but for some reason, I cannot find the footage, so sorry about
Says she can't find the footage of her filming it. Does anybody think, actually, these chairs look like they could support a lot of weight. They don't look big, but they look very sturdy. You see how they have those 4 thick legs? And I think you could scoot 2 of them together. So I think Foodie could sit there if they scooted 2 chairs together.
that. But for breakfast, they serve all kinds of food and even have chicken sausage and chicken bacon, though I don't think
Right?
it's halal. We ordered room service a few times. Their margarita pizza and pad thai are amazing. Glow is not
If those pictures are of the actual food,
their room service.
and that's pretty good. And if that's the breakfast buffet, that looks nice. I mean, it doesn't look like anything too much. It looks like what they have in a lot of places here in America. But that looks like a good quality breakfast buffet, in my opinion. I would be happy to eat there.
Food and even have chicken sausage and chicken bacon, though I don't think it's halal. We ordered room service a few times. Their margarita
Same thing with that pizza. That pizza looks quite tasty if that's the pizza they serve.
pizza and pad thai are amazing. Glow is not near any main attractions that tourists frequent, such
It's not near any main attractions. It's a 45-minute drive, she said, to get to any of the tourist attractions. So that should tell you a little bit right there about this place.
as walking street. This street is kind of like Bangkok's Khao San Road, and honestly, the party life of Thailand,
tastes
though I'm
good,
sure
right?
it's very exciting if that's your thing, just isn't ours, so we were fine with being farther out. Like I said, taxis and boat rides are super affordable, and we use those services to go to attractions such as the Elephant Sanctuary
The eggs
and
looked
Sanctuary
colored
of
a little
Truth.
bit
We
weird,
have a
didn't they?
video of Thailand travel tips.
They looked a little bit like too orange. Like they looked kind of like orangey, like a little too much almost. The coloration was a little bit odd on them, I thought. I don't really eat a lot of eggs, to be fair, though.
If you want to check that out as well. Overall, Glow is a modern comfort stay for us.
Yep.
We really enjoyed our time here, and next time we'll spend more time in Pattaya. We highly recommend this hotel.
Sounds
All right,
nutritious
until next
and
time,
delicious.
guys.
Masalama.
Bye.
That sounds like a nutritious and delicious breakfast, Nirvana. Greek yogurt is very loaded with proteins. All right, let me pull up Chantel's pool video. Let's see if she's doing anything interesting. And then I've actually have a bunch of other videos that I think are way more interesting that we're going to watch in a minute. So let's pull up Chantel's live pool swim. Let's see if she's still going. Oh, ended 14 minutes ago. Okay, let's see where it ended. So she barely even swam. All right. Okay, let me pull up a different video. And while I'll be one moment here. Let me pull something up. So I have an ALR video, which is pretty funny, but I also have a video about plastic surgery, which I think is really interesting. Really interesting video, in my opinion. Like people who have had way too much plastic surgery and the consequences of it. I thought it was pretty interesting. We can watch at least half of it, I think. Let's let me pull that up. Because the ALR video is decent, but it's nothing special. Pull this up real quick. All right, 1 second here. All right, folks. 1 second here. Having just a little bit of trouble getting the video loaded. Just give me one moment. My apologies for taking so long. Okay.
For some, plastic surgery.
Yeah, some of these plastic surgery folks are really odd. Like this guy here, he wanted to be a human Ken doll. I've seen a few of these people before, but a lot of these people I have not seen before, which is why I thought this was interesting. This guy I have seen before, but most of these people I have not. So I think this is a pretty interesting video. Let me know if you've seen any of these people before. I've not seen most of them.
Surgery is a way to boost confidence and enhance their physical appearance. But how far is one
And let
willing?
me ask you folks in the chat and anybody watching the replay. Do you have strong opinions on plastic surgery? Does anybody here especially against it or especially in favor of it? I don't really have a super strong opinion. I think that if it makes somebody happy, I don't see a problem with it. But I do think some people, they take it way too far and they get it for psychological reasons. And I mean like the wrong kind of psychological reasons. They have a physical dysphoria, dysmorphia, whatever. I'm not might have the words wrong, but when they don't see their body as it is, and they keep getting all these surgeries and they're never happy with it. And that's when I think it becomes a real issue. But if just getting, like a nose job or a boob job or a tummy tuck or something, if it makes you happy, it makes you look good, it's whatever.
To go to achieve their desired aesthetic?
Мне когда-то была просто обыкновенная девушка. I want to look much more bright.
Here
That's what I don't agree with, though, when they say things like, oh, I was just a simple looking young lady and I wanted to look more bright. Anything but these two, Doctor. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, interesting, Elizu. There you go. Shows what kind of eggs I eat, but I don't really eat a lot of eggs, to be fair. Eggs with steak and avocados. That sounds really nutritious. I bet it does. It's good if you're gonna to have a good workout. These people are really interesting, I think. Well, that's fair, Nirvana. You know what? I respect that, and I think I could totally respect people who are way against it and people who are in favor of it. But I think that when it goes this far, I think it's I don't think it's good. Oh, geez. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So let's watch some of these people here, and let's see some of their
Are 20 people who have
situations.
taken plastic surgery to new heights. Number 1, Anna and Lucy DeSank. When it comes to twins, everyone knows how deep their bond with each other goes. However, twins Anna and Lucy DeSanke might have taken it too far. These sisters are infamous for their extensive plastic surgeries. Their goal was to alter their appearances and continue to look identical.
I'm Anna, and we're the world's most identical twins. We eat the same, sleep the same, talk the same, but unfortunately...
Okay, I hear a bit of an accent. That sounds to me like they're from the UK. They do look identical. I'll give them that, but they both look very plastic at this point. Which is, I mean, if that's the look they want, you know, happy for them. But I hope it is.
These aren't the same.
Because you can't turn
They're
it back.
so inseparable that they even have the same boyfriend.
Welcome in a sense
The
of wonder.
33-year-old sisters have reportedly spent $250,000 on procedures, including breast implants and lip fillers,
I'm so happy
facial
for you,
tattooing,
Camps.
skin needling, laser treatments, and hair extensions.
God bless you, man.
Once the sisters
I really sympathize.
even had 14 beauty procedures in 2 weeks. In recent years, however, they reversed the effects of their long history of procedures.
I gotcha.
They were bullied relentlessly online for their plastic look, which made them realize they'd overdone the procedures. After stopping all cosmetic procedures,
Yeah,
the
some
pair
people
focuses
take it
on
way too
starting
far.
a family.
Some people do.
They
take
plan
it
to
very
marry
far.
their boyfriend of 8 years, Ben Byrne,
And this case here, I think these women clearly have some issues more than just wanting to change their appearance, because they want to marry the same guy. That's kind of weird to me. Two women wanting to marry the same guy is odd, especially when they're siblings. Like it's not like
and
it's not
experience
like
the joys of
yeah,
motherhood,
it's very weird.
conceiving and delivering simultaneously. We know that might be
Agreed.
challenging,
Saggy
but we have
is.
more pressing questions. Would that make their children siblings or
Right?
cousins? Number 2, Natasha Crown. Natasha Crown's goal is
Very
to have
weird.
the world's most giant butt, and she has gone to extreme
All right, like and
lengths
somebody like this here wanting to have the world's most giantest butt. Now that's not a healthy obsession, in my opinion. That's just not a healthy obsession. I'm all for having a hobby. I'm all for having a goal, but I don't think that's a healthy goal. Wanting to have the biggest butt in the world is not a good goal, in my opinion.
achieve that goal. Her obsession with her goal started at the gym, and she got her first Brazilian butt lift at
Maybe.
20. Since then,
Welcome in,
she's gone
Susie
on to
Q.
have 5 more BBLs, 1 breast augmentation, Botox, and regularly gets fillers.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
spent over
not seeing it. I'm not
$215,000
feeling
on
this
all her
lady's look.
procedures so far. She earns a living by showing off her assets and selling pictures and videos to big bottom enthusiasts.
Ah, what a surprise.
Her butt measures 6
She makes a living selling off quote unquote pictures of herself to quote big bottom enthusiasts. She sells pictures to porn addicted men. Let's just or I guess porn addicted people, to be fair. You know, it's not everybody looks at porn as a man, right? But she sells porn to porn addicted people. So it is that is what it is. I'm not going to crap on her for doing that. The people are going to buy it anyway, right? But yeah, this is not a healthy obsession. She's doing this to appease a fetish in her customers. I don't think she really wants to have the biggest butt. I think she wants to make money selling pornography, and she thinks that making her butt bigger is going to make her more money. So I don't think this is the same thing as somebody who actually wants to have a giant
feet
butt.
in circumference, but she's already planned her subsequent surgery. Doctors have told
She
her
does
that she
appear
needs
overweight.
to gain another 50 to 60 pounds for her next BBL. So to pile on the pounds, Natasha eats an abundance of
This is not healthy. This is not healthy. The doctor's telling her that. I don't know what exactly they're telling her, but that does not sound like healthy advice. Telling this woman to gain 50 to 60 pounds when she already appears to be significantly overweight. I'm not going to say how heavy she is or she isn't, but she appears to be pretty overweight. So for them to tell her that she should put on additional weight is very irresponsible. These surgeries to put all this fat into her butt, even though it's in her butt, that's still a lot of fat. That can't be healthy to have that much body fat, even if it is all pumped into your booty.
pizza and pasta, and a whopping 6 kilos of Nutella each month. Number 3, Victoria Wilde. Victoria Wilde is a model from France whose dream is to look like a blow-up sex doll. Her dream started during her teenage years in Latvia, where she loved
that's another legitimate point. It's like I saw this guy in the Guinness Book of World Records who had the biggest arms, but he just inflated his arms with silicone or something like that. Like well, what I hope he did, because he sure had to do it a lot. Right? Like if you're gonna have to do something like that all day, you might as well enjoy it. it already looks like it's starting to deflate, to be fair, Nutty. I don't think she's a 70 yet. And again, I'm not here to crack on somebody for wanting to have a unique look. If she likes having a big booty, more power to her. If that's what her boyfriend's like, God bless him. But it just feels like she's taking it to an unhealthy extreme, right? It feels like there's an unhealthy level to take this. She's trying to counterbalance her body, right? She got the boobs done too. That's a fair point, Elizu. That's a fair point. You know what? You're right. I shouldn't disparage them as porn addicts. Some of them might just be looking at it. They might not be addicted. They might just be looking at some of it. That's fair. That's fair. I shouldn't be so judgmental. Not everybody uses is necessarily addicted. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's a line between addiction and use. I think that's fair. I think she probably did look better before the butt enlargement, I'll say, because I don't even know if I'd call that an enhancement. I don't think it looks better, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So let's see the next one. This one here, apparently she decided to go the other end.
When Victoria began working as a glamour model at 20, she became aware of cosmetic surgery. It was also then that she began saving for her first breast augmentation. She said, "I learned about boob jobs and plastic surgery. I realized it was possible to make my dreams come true. I could become the sexy bimbo doll I had always envisioned in my head."
This to me seems like an unhealthy fantasy. This seems like an unhealthy fantasy. I'm not going to say that it's like the most unhealthy fantasy. Like, I've certainly heard a lot worse stuff than that. But it just seems like something that's doomed to failure. Like, is she ever really going to be satisfied? Is she ever going to feel like she's achieved that look that she wants? And I'm not saying that she shouldn't be allowed to modify her body if that's what makes her happy. But this rarely ends well. This usually ends very badly.
When she was 25, Victoria met her boyfriend, an Italian businessman named Simon. He encourages her dream of becoming a real-life sex doll and helps Victoria financially to achieve her goals. Since then, Victoria has had permanent lip implants, Botox.
That's a very good point, a sense of wonder. People, when they gain or lose weight, it will affect their appearance. And if they get surgery, it will affect it in addition to that. So absolutely. I've seen that where if somebody loses a bunch of weight and they have some implants, when they lose too much weight, the implants become very visible. Like I've seen women who they get breast implants. They look great, but then they lose a bunch of weight for one reason or another, and then the implants like really stick out and it doesn't look as good. I think all these people in this video at least have taken this stuff too far. I've seen plastic surgery that looks good. It looks very natural, but that's not what I'm seeing in these videos. Well, you know what? At least you did what you love, right? If you're good, to be fair, even though I talk a little bit, I get a little bit judgmental at times. If you are going to look at porn, at least look at porn you're interested in, right? Like, why look at, if that's what you like, that's what you should look at. Right? Are these Salah's other wives? If he could afford them, these are not pew dogs. I mean, maybe some
buttock implants, a rhinoplasty, and 3 rounds of breast surgery to increase her bust size to 32G. She pays for the procedures with the money.
See, now here's the thing here, in my opinion, and again, everybody's entitled to make their body how they see it, but just speaking as a guy here, I think that she's gone a little bit overboard on the bust implants because they just have a very unnatural look. Those don't look, and I don't mean just because of the size. I mean because of the shape. Those are very, they like just sit on her chest completely rigid. They have like there's no, you know what I mean? Like they start like above her collarbone. Like they just have a very unnatural shape to them. And I don't personally, I think that she's gone a little overboard on that.
She earns from modeling, earning about 100,000 pounds a year from her career. Despite her critics, Victoria's transformation is not complete. She has a few more surgeries planned to achieve her dream body. Number 4, Ollie London. Ollie London is famous for identifying as trans.
Nirvana, that is a fantastic point. That is a fantastic point. I only learned that. I learned that a few years ago. That I don't know. I know every surgery is different, but breast implants, I think they only last like 10 years or 12 years on average, and then you have to get them replaced. So I know that other implants, I don't know what the deadline for those are, but yeah, you have to get maintenance. You can't. It's not like you just get them once and then they stay forever. Yeah, right. Like 50, 60 pounds is a lot of weight. That's not like 5, 10 pounds. Which one? Which one? There's a few. You know, I mean, everybody's got their own cup of tea. But yeah, I think they've all overdone the surgery, in my opinion. All right, let's let this person here. Let's see what they're up to.
Is racial, famously undergoing multiple procedures to turn himself from white to Asian. Ollie has undergone 32 operations, including 6 nose jobs, eye surgery, and a forehead lift, to look like the famous K-pop celebrity Jimin. In mid-2022, Ollie came out as a gender-fluid trans woman and announced plans to get further surgeries to look like another K-pop celebrity, Blackpink member Rose.
Interesting.
Ollie underwent surgery, which included a 3D facelift and facial feminization at Medici Aesthetics in Istanbul, Turkey. His transition, however, did not last long. 6 months after transitioning, Ollie announced his detransition from a Korean woman to a British man, citing God and Christianity as the reason for the change. Ollie says that although he is detransitioning, he maintains being born in the wrong body, as he was born British when it should have been Korean.
See, and I'm not gonna diagnose anybody, but I'll say this: that this person has clearly changed their mind a lot over the years. And when you get all this surgery, it's not so easy to change it. So you really make sure that you're getting something that you really want. I think that's the best thing I could say about this person here.
Number 5, Christina Boutel. Christina Boutel from Wakefield, West Yorkshire, fell in love with a caricature she had in Ibiza at 15, another image. She knew then that she wanted to look like that cartoon.
It goes too far.
According to Christina, she was envious
this
of it.
This woman here is an example of that, I think,
Since
as well.
Then,
that last person and some of these others, of course. But this woman here, her reason for wanting to get all this surgery, when you listen, everybody's got different reasons. Some of them are arguably good reasons. You know, maybe they had a bad injury or something disfiguring. Sometimes the reasons are silly. Sometimes the reasons are bad. This woman's reason, I mean, I guess bad is a relative term. Everybody's entitled to decide what's bad. But the reason this woman has is because she wants to look like a caricature of herself. So that's right. An artist drew a caricature of her, which you can see here. This on the right. This is a caricature an artist drew of her, it looks like Trisha Paytas, in my opinion. That's what I think this looks like. And she's decided she wants to look like this picture. So she's decided to try to make herself look like Trisha Paytas.
According to Christina, she was envious of it and inclined to look like it. Since then, she set her mind to transforming herself. When she returned to Britain, she started wearing more makeup and using sunbeds regularly to achieve her tanned appearance.
I can totally believe that.
She also worked to earn enough money to afford her first breast augmentation. In 2001,
I can give
age
some
17,
personal anecdotes. Different grandmothers, different family members. You know, some of them they did better than others as far as aging, but I noticed that the ones who did a lot of sun tanning, they tended to prematurely age. Although some of them managed to, didn't seem to affect them as much as others. I've always tried to avoid a lot of heavy direct sunlight, and I feel that's helped me not develop a lot of wrinkles. Although I genetically, I don't think my family doesn't really get that wrinkled, but if you go out, but one side of my family, like the ones who went out in the sun a lot, they all developed a lot of wrinkles. So I try to avoid like harsh direct sunlight.
Dina opened her hairdressing salon. That same year, she had her first surgical procedure to alter her body, undergoing a 3,600 pounds boob job to take her from a 32 DD to a 34 FF. Since then, Christina has had 5 breast augmentations, lip injections, Botox, teeth whitening,
right? And the interesting thing is, and she was
Christina
not
even has heart-shaped nipples to complete the.
She has heart-shaped nipples. Okay, that is weird. Like that's just weird to me. Like why heart-shaped nipples? Like that's not. I don't know. Like that's like getting into the territory of like body modification. Like that like crosses the line from plastic surgery to body modification because that's not even that's nothing. You're not even trying to have a natural look at that point. At that point, you're trying to look fake at that point. In her case, I don't think she's improved. Again, most of these surgeries, is it an improvement? Not really, in my opinion. I think a lot of times the first surgery, they look better, but that's about it. Maybe the second one, but after the second one, it's usually downhill because they're usually trying to chase some look that they can't achieve.
Cartoon look. Christina has spent a staggering 133,900 pounds to become the mirror image of her beloved caricature. Despite being closer to it now than 15 years ago, she still feels like there's something else she can get in terms of surgery to be more like it.
Alizu's had to deal with that. Unfortunately, she's had to deal with some misfortune here. She said deal with breast implants. They're submitted to pathology with a tissue capsule surrounding forms of reaction from the body. Oh, you mean dealing with it as a pathologist or as a professional? I thought you meant like personally. I was like, oh wow. Okay, yeah, no, I have heard that it is it's sadly common for a bad reaction to occur. That not everybody has a bad reaction, but sometimes that can happen, and that's very unfortunate, very damaging.
The long list of surgeries that Christina has planned includes bottom implants, further breast augmentation, and an eyebrow
How
lift.
many breast
Number 6,
augmentations does she
Marina
need to
Cristerna.
get? Okay,
Maria Cristerna is a Mexican lawyer,
That
businesswoman,
last lady,
activist, and tattoo artist
she
who holds the
has-
record title for most body.
She has 5 breast augmentations already. She still wants more. How many does she want to get? Like, at what point is she just going to have to accept that the breasts she has are about as good as they're going to get? Like, I'm not saying that, like she has to look a certain way. She has every right to modify her body. But if she's had 5 surgeries and she's still not happy with the results, I doubt a 6th surgery is going to satisfy her. It seems like at this point, either she's chasing an unattainable goal or she just wants to keep having surgeries. She just wants to keep changing her look for some reason. But either one of those is not healthy. And, do you folks get what I'm saying? Do you agree with that? Like there should be maybe some kind of a limit to how many elective surgeries somebody could have. Like I understand if somebody's disfigured and they need to get surgeries because of, they've been burned or they've been stabbed or shot or whatever, hit by lightning. But if it's purely elective surgery, like after a while, like it should just become a point where you can only get so many. Like because it's, I don't know. Does that make sense to anybody else?
Body modifications, female, with 49 modifications. According to the Guinness Book of Records, 96% of her body is covered in tattoos. Her first implant body modification occurred when she was 30 years old. At that time, Cristerna decided to do an implant on her forehead as a statement of liberation, strength, and empowerment.
Todo mi interior al exterior.
Cristerna shares that her modifications result from a 10-year marriage in which she felt repressed to
Yes, a sense of wonder. That's just what I'm thinking, that these doctors, maybe there should be some kind of a limit on the number of surgeries that they can perform. Because 5 surgeries on the chest, how many surgeries does she need on her chest? I hope not, Nirvana. I really do, because I mean, first of all, I think that's like people should, people have their own looks. They should be entitled to their own look. Somebody else copying your look is like, that's weird. But that's so crazy to me, the thought of that. But that probably is I think you're right. They are going to have that. This woman here is very interesting. She's a lawyer and what'd she say? And a mother, I think.
Express herself and scared to show her true self. She was also a victim of emotional and physical domestic abuse. Now, she wants to stand for all women who have suffered from emotional, psychological, and physical abuse. As of today, Maria Jose has 49 modifications, but eventually...
I'm not into the extreme body modification stuff personally. That's not my cup of tea. I think people have a right to do it, but it's just not something that appeals to me personally. I think that, I think it's like the cosmetic surgery. I think maybe getting a tattoo or getting some earrings or something, whatever. It might look cool, but I think there's a limit. I think that getting a lot of them, is counter. I think that the more you get, the less cool they are individually. Like having like when you get a whole bunch of tattoos, they all just kind of blend together anyway, right? Looks like a uniform.
Plans to cover 100% of her body in tattoos. Number 7, Jo Chuna. Perhaps the youngest person we have featured in this list, Jo Chuna, is a 17-year-old Chinese influencer famous on the country's social media site Weibo. Chuna has built her online career on plastic surgery, documenting her extreme transformation from a normal-looking girl to a doll-like idol over 3 years.
Like I want to be respectful, but she does look a bit like a vampire or like a demon or something. And I mean that, and if she doesn't, and I think she knows she looks that way because she's chosen to look scary. Like she knows that she has that weird, scary look, right? Like she wants that look. So I shouldn't feel bad saying it because that's what she wants to look like, right? I think she's an ambassador for Castlevania. That's gonna be oh my god, do you think that'll be like a thing one of these days? Like they have liposuction for people who want to be thinner. Do you think they'll ever have fupa implants for people who want to look like a what do they call it, like a mukbanger? A beehive wig implant. That would be crazy. And yeah, she's an ambassador for Transylvania, I think. Welcome in, McGeezy. Hope you're having a great night. We watched some Foodie. We watched some of that earlier to start off. Now we're actually covering some extreme plastic surgery, folks. If you have an opinion about people who take plastic surgery to an extreme level, I'd be interested to hear it. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think a sleeve is that's like kind of the upper limit. I think where before it starts to just all kind of run together. Because once you get a whole body of tattoos, it just from a distance you can't even really see them. It just looks like your skin tone. All right, let's see this lady here.
In around 3 years, getting her first surgery at 13.
Wow.
According to her, classmates in school.
She at 13 years old, she got her first surgery. I wonder what kind. I mean, I don't want to criticize her parents, but I'm surprised they were so they were willing to get her surgery at such a young age if it was purely cosmetic.
School gave her humiliating nicknames, made cruel jokes, and always gave her the most demanding tasks on class cleanup duty, while the pretty girls always had it easy. She quickly realized that her life would only improve if she enhanced her looks. So Chuan pestered her parents into giving her money for double eyelid surgery. People tried to discourage her, but she only noticed an improvement in how people treated her after. After that, Joe began getting other surgeries, from simple fillers to ear cartilage rhinoplasty, Barbie eye.
See, now that's weird because they said they got her eyelid surgery. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think what they mean by eyelid surgery is I've heard there's a surgery that will make it if people have eyes that are kind of trying to think of the right word for it. I don't want to use the improper words. I'll just say that if they want a more Western looking eye, there's a surgery to give them a more Western look. I really don't know what the exact correct terms for any of this stuff is. Just trying to be polite. But yeah, the fact that she got that at age 13, that's a purely cosmetic thing. Like she says, her classmates made fun of her for what? For having normal looking eyes for compared to other people in her area. So that just seems like really weird. Like it seems more like her own psychological issue. Now I'm not saying her classmates didn't make fun of her. Maybe they were horrible kids, but that seems more like her own hang up that she was, had her own insecurities and maybe they latched onto that rather than her eyes actually being weird looking or anything.
Eye surgery, breast implants, and liposuction. She slowed down the rate at which she went under the knife when the pandemic hit China. But China had 20 procedures in the last year alone, and she's not planning on stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, 13 years old.
Her parents have reportedly spent over $620,000 on her surgeries after she threatened to quit school if they didn't pay for them.
$620,000 on
severe
surgeries?
side effects.
I think the problem here is overindulgent parents, and I don't like to say that because I do believe that it's a good thing to give your kids opportunities and luxuries and things like that. I don't think that's a bad thing to give them nice things, but there is such a thing as being overindulgent, and that sounds like that to me. I mean, even if they have the kind of money where they can afford to spend that, that's setting a very bad example to have her spend all of that money to change her looks when she's so young. Is it any wonder that now she's all got like this whole weird appearance and she wants to get more surgery? I mean, it's just this girl is probably had a lot of issues from a young age, is all I can think.
Due to her addiction to plastic surgery like memory loss and permanent scarring, Chuna does claim it's all worth it. Number 8, Anthony Lofredo. Anthony Lofredo is a man from France who aims to look like an alien, so much so that local restaurants will no longer serve him. Anthony took up body modification because he felt he was born into a body he didn't belong in. While working as a
and I can understand like people having like a regional preference for things. I just, I can understand that. I guess it's it's just one of those things that maybe it's just a cultural thing, I guess. But I like for people, to be happy with themselves. But like I said earlier, I'm not against plastic surgery. I think if somebody, wants to change something about themselves and there's something that bothers them, as long as they're not doing it for the wrong reasons, then I don't see it as a bad thing.
Security guard in his 20s, he realized he was not living how he wanted to and began his journey to look like an alien. while some of the individuals we've featured so far alter the
We
size
all
of their
do camps.
figures or inject fillers into their faces. Anthony's body
We all do camps because you know, otherwise you'd be causing chaos. So thank you for that. We men everywhere appreciate it.
modification is out of this world. He underwent most of his transformation in Barcelona since it is illegal in his country. Anthony started with face tattoos and ear spools before deciding
agree.
to have his body parts surgically removed. Anthony decided to remove his ears, cut off his nostrils,
this to me
sharpen
is
his teeth, dye his skin purple, and even
I believe that it should be legal to modify your body in most ways. I don't want to get off on like a moral, ethical discussion or anything like that. That wasn't the point of this. But this is so extreme that I have to really question this guy's state of mind. I mean, he's absolutely mutilated himself. He's taken off his fingers. He's removed his nose. He's basically disfigured himself permanently. He's caused himself, I don't want to say crippled himself, but he's disabled himself to an extent. This is almost disturbing to look at. And I don't mean because it looks weird, but I mean because just the thought of what's going through this man's mind to make him do this to himself. And who would do this to him? Like, who would be cool with cutting off his fingers? That's just weird.
Amputate several fingers to give his hands an alien shape. He also has dermal implants to create the alien-like ridges on his head and cheekbones, and his tongue split. Despite these procedures, his next plan is to have his leg amputated. Number 9, Anastasia Pokraschuk. Anastasia.
You know, McGeezy, I think that's awesome. You know, be happy. Sometimes we gotta be. You'd be surprised what other people think about you. I remember when I was young, I used to think I was very unattractive. I used to think I was like the ugly duckling. And then I found out later when I got older, like a lot of girls thought I was cute. So you know what? You'd be surprised. Sometimes you think something you don't like about yourself. Oh, you know, I don't like my butt. I don't like my boobs. I don't like my lips. I don't like my whatever. You'd be surprised that sometimes that might be just what somebody likes about you. So you never know. Yeah, right? Like I don't want to lose any of my fingers. This lady here is really weird looking, and I'm not saying that to be mean.
Originally from Kyiv, Ukraine, has undergone multiple cosmetic procedures,
that is
including
scary
Botox,
looking.
Veneers, chin, jaw reshaping.
This lady, the last guy looked scary, like alien demon scary. This lady looks kind of scary too, and I don't want to like mock her because I think she's seriously got something wrong with her. But wow, that is a very unfortunate look she's achieved.
And liposuction. It sounds like your average procedures in the cosmetic world until you see the finished results.
She's atrocious.
Anastasia began administering filler at age 26, typically following online tutorials to administer the filler herself.
Right, there's so
claiming
for
she
everyone.
sterilizes her equipment and injects the substance like a
trigger
doctor
warning,
would to a
everybody.
patient. She insists that
Trigger warnings, folks. I was not aware of that. That is a little bit creepy. I don't know if there's going to be any more of that on this video. Anybody who gets freaked out by needles or surgery or anything, my apologies for putting that on there without telling anybody in advance. I didn't know it was going to be on there, but hopefully nobody got too freaked out.
her cosmetic procedures have made her more confident. Due to countless filler injections, she has been left with excessively protruding cheeks and remains determined to maintain her title of having the world's most prominent
attractive.
cheeks.
It looks like she has an infection.
In 2020, Anastasia appeared in an interview claiming that she would continue to inject herself with fillers despite warnings from a despairing doctor. Number 10.
Now I look at this Anastasia lady, and I wonder to myself, these cheek implants that she has, is this somebody who genuinely wants her cheeks to be this big, or is she somebody who, you know, she got them this big unintentionally, like through a mishap or through a botched surgery, and now she just has to live with it? Like, I wonder which it is. Like she just is like, well, my face is all messed up, so I just need to lean into it and just say that I like it. Or is she somebody, you know, like I wonder if that happens sometimes. If these people, they get these procedures and then they say they love it because they don't want to, they know they can't get rid of it.
That she would continue to inject herself with fillers despite warnings from a despairing doctor. Number 10, Mauricio Galdi.
I could see that.
Mauricio Galdi is a man from Brazil who aims to look like a Ken doll. He envied girls growing up because it was socially acceptable for them to play with Barbie and Ken dolls.
Being honest, I don't think I've ever seen pink hair look good on anybody either. I had a girlfriend, and she was a really, really nice looking girl, and she put on a pink wig one time and did not make her look any better. So that's my anecdotal evidence for that. I thought she
Although
could look
Mauricio
good
may
anyway.
have grown out of his
She looked
desire
good
to
in
play
that.
with dolls as a young adult, he never lost his fascination with their flawless features. When Mauricio was 17, he enrolled in acting classes and was upset that people did not consider him beautiful there.
The world of theater and acting can be so toxic for anybody who has issues with their looks. I did a little bit of, I did like a drama class. I auditioned for a few plays and things. And I thankfully was not somebody who was terribly self-conscious, but there were people who like, they developed like a complex for not getting like picked for parts. They were convinced like they were ugly or they were this or they were that. And they always like blew it out of proportion. There was never anything against them. It was just somebody else had been, applying for roles longer, but they always took it as like this personal thing. Like, oh my God, I'm ugly. They hate me. They were very dramatic as is fit for a drama class.
He went under the knife to remedy that, starting with a nose job and eventually having fillers injected into his face.
He was
Mauricio
cute,
has
right?
already had 9 procedures done,
He was a handsome
including
guy.
chest implants, arm implants, 4 nose jobs, and liposuction. In
But he looked
2016,
kinda like Ken
Mauricio
before, though.
traveled from
That's
his
the thing.
homeland to the U.S. to meet Dr. Dubrow and Dr.
That's the thing. Like he looked kind of like Ken beforehand. Like let's look at his before pics. Well, maybe not like Ken, but he was a handsome, like just a handsome all-American looking kind of guy, right? Not that far off from. He looked more like Ken before he had his surgery, I guess is what I would say. Like now he looks very artificial. Before he had the surgeries, I think he looked more like Ken, and he was definitely more attractive. But he was already a handsome guy when he started. That's another thing too. A lot of these plastic surgery people, a lot of them were very attractive when they started. So you look at them and you think, well, it doesn't look so bad. But then you see the before picture and you say, wow, they used to really look good.
Nassif from the TV program Botched, who told him that removing his ribs would be too dangerous. He ignored the doctor's advice and found another surgeon who performed the controversial operation.
Right.
Naturally, there are a lot of controversies
Welcome in,
regarding
Christy.
Mauricio's
Hope
obsession
you're
with
having a
looking
good
like
evening.
a Ken doll. Still,
We're
he
watching
insists
some,
that he isn't insecure and just trying to achieve a specific look.
We're watching some extreme surgery people because Chantel this week has been a little boring. Watch some Chantel. I have some ALR in the clip for later. I got some other stuff for later on in the show, but I wanted to do a little interlude with some people who are genuinely interesting, get some opinions on plastic surgery. Anybody, if they know anybody maybe who's goes under the knife a lot. It's just really interesting to see these people and how a lot of them were very beautiful before they started.
Number 11, Igor and Grichka Bogdanov, French twins. Igor and Grichka Bogdanov were mainly known for their work as
Hey, nothing
television
wrong with some
producers for
fun.
popular science and sci-fi shows and their botched surgeries.
Interesting mouse.
They presented on sci-fi shows Temps X
That's
and Rayon X
the
from
world
1979.
of modeling can be
Both
very
fascinating.
toxic. I know that, like I said about the world of acting, modeling I'm sure is even worse. Yeah, where every where if you gained half a pound, the people are like, oh, you're getting fat. Oh my God, you're a size 2, you're too fat. Like it's not just about fat, but whatever. They are so hyper focused on like the most insignificant stuff. I'm glad that you didn't let somebody give you some kind of weird complex or anything. You don't half of those people, they're just like the ones who say that stuff. They're just weird, mean people. Like it's not even because they really genuinely think that. They just have to like be mean and say something weird. All right. Well, I actually have an Amber Lynn vid in the bank. So we're gonna, after this, I might pull that up. Yeah, these guys. This is some very plastic surgery face. These giant chins. Heck.
By science, they both attempted PhDs in the 90s. Following their success in TV shows, the Bogdanov twins reportedly underwent multiple plastic surgeries over almost 4 decades,
right?
including rhinoplasty, facelift, lip filler, Botox treatment, and more.
I've
By
got a feeling these guys
the
were more
brothers began
handsome
to
when
show
they
off
started.
plumper lips, and their chins continued to
Is there
elongate.
I would love to see a good picture of these guys before they had their surgery, because I've got a feeling they were good looking when they started. Like there's no good pictures of them before they started, but they seem to start off attractive and get worse with each surgery. So they probably used to be handsome guys. It has been rumored
that Igor and Grichka Bogdanov had started their appearance-changing surgeries.
There we go. Yeah, they used to be cute. Look at them.
By 2016, the twins were completely unrecognizable from their...
Look at these guys. They used to be, maybe they weren't like gorgeous, but they were good-looking guys.
1980s and 1990s. By 2016, the twins were completely unrecognizable from their early days on TV. They both left the media industry, continuing to pursue a career in academics, with Grichka achieving his maths doctorate in 1999, while Igor later gained a PhD in theoretical physics.
Not anymore.
Despite their drastic change through the years, both brothers denied ever undergoing surgery or procedures to enhance their physique.
That always
Instead,
freaks
they
me out when
insisted that
people deny that stuff, when it's so obvious. Like, I can understand denying it if it's something that you can't really see and it's something, deniable. It's like Foodie. When Foodie lies about her weight. If Foodie lied about her weight and said she was 450 pounds, I might believe it. I can't prove that she's 500. But when she lies and says she's 340, hell no, Chantel. Hell no. You haven't been 340 in 2 years.
their changes resulted from their dabbling in unspecified technologies, but we're unsure what that means. Number 12, Jessica Alves, formerly Rodrigo Alves. We've previously featured Rodrigo Alves on this channel. However, she now goes by Jessica Alves.
Oh, wow.
And has undergone more surgery to match her new name. On January 4th, 2020, Alves came out as transgender and appeared in an interview.
This person's very interesting. I remember before they decided to do the transgender thing, and they were originally the human Ken doll. Does anybody remember when this person went on all the talk shows as the human Ken doll? And at the time they were like, oh, I'm going to get more surgeries. I want to get more surgeries. And he got so many surgeries, he decided, you know what? Don't want to be the human Ken doll anymore. I want to be the Barbie doll now. And he switched up.
A few months later to announce that she had changed her name from Rodrigo to Jessica. Jessica spent over $100,000 on her transition to a female body. Having gotten over 90 surgeries in the past 2 decades, Jessica has spent over $1 million on her procedures. For her most recent procedure in 2022, Jessica traveled to the city of Baku.
I just think, imagine if even a fraction of that was spent on maybe therapy. And I'm not the guy who's always saying go to therapy, but I do think there's a time and a place for therapy. I do think it has value, especially for some folks. And I think this person here, at least at some point, I hope they spoke to a therapist, because it seems like they have a lot of confusion.
To meet plastic surgeon Dr. Mubarak Mamadli to undergo body contouring liposuction with body tight and an endoscopy mid-facelift. According to Jessica, she is a biological male who is now a female.
Jessica or Rodrigo or whatever name we want to identify them as, this person does not half-ass anything. They go 100% into whatever they do. I can respect that, even if maybe they're not always looking where they're going.
Is today. She claims she isn't interested in chasing perfection and feels far more confident now that she's living as a woman. While Jessica admitted she still has plans for a 13th nose job and complete body liposuction,
pretty crazy, yeah.
She wants to stop going under the knife for good. Number 13, Foxy Vare.
Foxy Vare.
Foxy Vare's inspiration for the perfect body started when she first saw Jessica
Foxy
Rabbit.
Vare.
She decided then and there that she wanted this.
I'm not actually seeing any cosmetic surgery on her. Does anybody see anything that looks like it could possibly? Oh, her lips. There you go. I think her lips might be fake. All right,
same exaggerated hourglass look.
All right, yeah. Obviously, these beach balls. I mean, I say beach balls quite literally. These look like actual balloons stuffed into her chest. Like these do not resemble normal boobs in any way, in any shape. And these absolutely look like 2 balloons stuffed into her chest.
Making her plastic dream a reality as an adult. Following a divorce in 2015, Foxy began her first breast augmentation procedure. Next was an hourglass tummy tuck.
Not unreasonable. That's possible.
Fat transfer to her cheeks, 3 Brazilian butt lifts, 3 lip augmentations, and a second breast augmentation. In 2021, she continued making additional changes to achieve the character's look further.
I'm just trying to get good pictures for the thumbnail. That's all. That's the only reason why I'm showing this. I just need good pictures for the thumbnail, right?
She added butt implants, another BBL, a neck lift, a brow lift, a facelift.
This woman has had a lot of stuff done. And I think that maybe when she first started, it worked well. Like, she's a pretty girl. Look at her face. You know, she's got a nice, at least with all the makeup and everything, she looks good in the face here. So, but this chest is not doing her any favors. This, you know, nothing wrong with looking busty, but this is not a good busty look. This looks like two balloons stuffed in there. Not good.
Rhinoplasty, aggressive liposuction, and AB etching. As of January 2022, her breast implants are currently at 10,020 cc's,
right?
Weighing 22 pounds each.
22
to show you how
each?
extreme this is, the FDA has only approved silicone gel breast implants of up to 800 cc, meaning that Foxy Vare is a double Z cup.
So Foxy Vare here is a scientific
she hopes to reach her next
miracle. She's a pioneer. She is pushing the limits of what science can achieve. Science said we can only do 800 cc's implants, and she's like, no, no, we're going to go much bigger than that. I want 2,000 cc's implants. And they did it. So, yeah, is this guy her surgeon or her boyfriend or her customer? Maybe all three?
Surgery goal to become more of an hourglass pinup this year. Number 14, Amanda Lepore. Amanda Lepore is an American model born Armin Lepore in Cedar Grove, New Jersey. At 10 years old, she saw a program on television about gender reassignment surgery. Although her parents found it difficult to accept her identity at first, refusing to take her to ballet lessons and stopping her from...
You know, it's too bad she can't sleep on her stomach, but at least she can work on her back, right?
from growing her hair long. They eventually supported her transition. At 16, Amanda met a man
Right?
named Michael,
She can't sleep
who was
on
a
her
decade
back either,
older but still
probably.
lived with his parents. After Michael discovered Amanda was a biological male, his father, who harbored a secret crush on Amanda,
I didn't even
paid
notice
for her
her.
sex change. At 17, she underwent gender
interesting.
reassignment surgery and married Michael a year later. Amanda's most recent procedure was surgery to make her eyes more prominent and more doll-like. In addition to a nose and 3 breast augmentations, a forehead lift, butt implants, and inflating her lips.
This person is clearly gone with a very Barbie doll inspired look, but they seem to enjoy that
Amanda
look.
had her bottom ribs broken in Mexico to achieve a smaller waist for a more hourglass
What
figure.
they say, ribs
Her
broken?
inspirations for these procedures included Jean
doesn't
Harlow,
sound fun.
Marilyn Monroe, and Jessica Rabbit. It's been
Sounds very
reported that the
painful.
total cost of all her cosmetic surgeries is over $1 million. But
I
she
don't know if
doesn't have
that's
an exact
I don't know
tally.
if that's
Number 15,
a
Allegra
compliment
Cole.
for Trisha or what, but I'm going to say that's a compliment for Trisha. That all these women, they all wish they could look like her, right? Right? It's not just that Trisha looks like a pile of spare parts.
Allegra Cole grew up in a traditional Mormon household and was a musical prodigy, performing as a professionally trained pianist at a young age. Allegra left behind her conservative lifestyle and quit her piano teacher job to pursue a modeling career.
Yeah, I am not
Because
really
she wanted
seeing
to be
the
famous,
sexy on
Allegra
most of
was
these.
determined to have cosmetic surgery.
I mean, like some of them I see like elements of attraction. Like I think she's a pretty girl. I think she's pretty. I think her chest looks very artificial, but other than that, I think she's actually a pretty girl.
With her online sponsors, she splashed out $75,000 for her
Now,
first
this
surgery.
picture doesn't look as good. Her lips look way faker in this picture. Like she looks so much more natural here. I don't know if it's filters or what, but her face here looks very fresh and natural.
With
But
her online
here,
sponsors,
her face looks very like fake and artificial. So I don't know if these pictures are older or what, but she looks like a different. I mean, is that just makeup? But she looks very different in the face. Like in that one the other video, she looked good. This video, no, sir. No, man.
she splashed out $75,000 for her first surgery. She then appeared on an episode of Botched in 2018 when she tried to get her breasts fixed after tissue expanders she'd used to increase their size had left them lopsided. Overall,
I will say that Trisha,
Allegra has spent almost $107.
When Trisha has her act together, when she's when she's looking her best, she looks all right. But she doesn't really take good care of herself. I'll just say it like that.
$75,000 on various procedures. She's had 4 breast augmentations, a tummy tuck, liposuction on her stomach, 2 BBLs with implants, 5 butt injections, lip implants, facial fillers, and Botox. Along with more butt injections in the future.
What the heck? Did you just see what I saw? Did you folks see what I saw? Did you see what she was doing?
Lip implants, facial fillers, and Botox.
Look at that. Look what she's got in her hands. She's pumping herself up. She really is inflated. Literally, it's not just an expression. She really did inflate her chest. Like she literally inflated her chest with water balloons. That's what that is. That's no wonder. Like the doctors probably filled it up like a certain amount and they said, okay, like don't fill it up any more than this. And she's like, screw that. And she just pumped it up as much as she could get.
Along with more butt injections in the future, Allegra also plans to have her 5th breast augmentation to make her assets more symmetrical. Her husband of 2 decades, Dyson Salah, recently divorced Allegra in 2022, claiming that she was transforming herself to please others and was a controlling wife. However, Allegra doesn't appear too concerned about her ex-husband's
steal, right,
comments,
Nirvana?
as the model now earns
$75,000. That's a bargain because she makes over $100,000 a year, right? I'm doing a lot of this
OnlyFans.
with a heavy dose of sarcasm. Let me just
Mary Magdalene is a model who rose to fame due to her extensive plastic surgeries. Mary was just 6 figures a year performing on OnlyFans.
Sorry, let me pause this. I'm doing a lot of this with a heavy dose of sarcasm. I do think she looks pretty, I think she's a pretty girl, but I do think her procedure is. I do think she looks very artificial, though.
Number 16, Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene is a model who rose to fame due to
This
her
is a crazy looking one. Like the full body tattoos on top of everything else. Like she is just wow. Like she looks like a gangster porn star or something, doesn't she? She's got like these like gangster looking tattoos.
extensive plastic surgeries. Mary was just 18 years old when she became interested in plastic surgery. She had her first breast
They are
augmentation
lopsided,
at 21 in
fair.
Mexico by a local dentist, which was botched. Mary looks unrecognizable from her old photos. She has had multiple fat transfers to her face,
Wow.
2 sets of 20 veneers,
Let me go back
3
and see that
BBLs,
previous
butt
picture.
implants, and butt surgeries over the years, transfers to her face.
Let's see those. Let's see that previous picture. Wow. This must have been after one of her first surgeries because she's looking a little busty there, but that's within the realm of natural. You know, she still looks natural there. The girl on the left here looks good, in my opinion. Of course, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. This one on the right, she looks like an alien gangster porn star or something. She looks like freaky, like scary. Like I would be like if I saw her in a dark room, I would jump and get scared.
Mary looks unrecognizable from her old photos. She has had multiple fat transfers to her face, 2 sets of 20 veneers, 3 BBLs, butt implants, and butt surgeries over the years, in addition to 3 nose jobs, buccal fat removal, 2 brow lifts, 4 breast
Started when she was
augmentations, which
18,
made her a
maybe?
38J cup size. Beginning in 2022, Mary underwent her 4th nose job, cat eye surgery, and eyebrow implants to give herself a Barbie nose. She then stated that her aesthetic objective was to resemble a forest elf.
Now, one thing I also want to mention, there's an issue of addiction. We talk about addiction, plastic surgery addiction. I've actually learned that some plastic surgery addicts are not only addicted to the surgery for the appearance, they are addicted to receiving narcotic painkillers. I've learned that plastic surgery can be very painful, some procedures. You know, these boobs look like they hurt. And I think they actually do hurt because I've heard of people getting painkillers for them, for plastic surgeries. And some people who get plastic surgery, they keep getting surgery as part of it so they can keep having a reason to get more narcotics. And I'm not saying that's what's going on here, but she looks kind of high in most of the pictures.
And that she would undergo more surgery to achieve this. She also underwent a labiaplasty, which nearly took her life.
Well, we know
in
what
March
that
2023,
means.
one of her breast implants burst, leaving her with a uniboob. She then decided to remove her breast implants and also plans to have her botched, according to Mary.
If she was laying on her back when one of her boob implants burst, I'm surprised she didn't drown in the fluid.
She plans to tone down her modifications, as maintaining her outrageous aesthetic is not worth all the unnecessary stress in her life. Number 17, Jennifer Pamplona. A few years ago, when Kim Kardashian was just gaining popularity, Jennifer Pamplona, who was 17 then, developed an addiction to undergoing surgeries to have the exact looks and body as Kim. Jennifer had her...
That's a very good point. They get addicted to the attention, and the attention of also changing your appearance, because it's not just looking good in their mind, it's looking quote unquote better than they did before. Each time their appearance changes, that's something new for people to notice. Like, oh, my boyfriend isn't as attracted to me as he used to be. I'll go get plastic surgery. Oh, now he's attracted to me again. Oh, my friends is getting more attention than me. Well, I'll go get plastic surgery. Now I'm getting more attention again. So you're right. That absolutely can happen for some people. It's, and men as well as women, not just women. And I find very interesting, if that's her mother looks like she's had some work done, because her mother looks very, wow, she's really in shape.
First breast augmentation at 17. Since then, she has reportedly spent nearly $600,000 for surgeries to look like Kim Kardashian. She has undergone 40 cosmetic operations over 12 years to fulfill her quest to look like a celebrity, including butt implants and fat injections to get an hourglass figure. However, she soon regretted her procedures and decided to reverse them all. According to
I think that her mom is the hotter one. Like, seriously, look at her mom. I think her mom is gorgeous. If that is her mom. But.
First breast augmentation at 17. Since then, she has reportedly spent nearly $600,000 for surgeries to look like Kim Kardashian. She has undergone 40 cosmetic operations over 12 years to fulfill her quest to look like a celebrity, including butt implants and fat injections to get an hourglass figure. However,
12 years of surgery. I mean, she looks good in this picture. I can't deny it. In this picture, like from here, I mean, I don't know what the rest of her looks like, but she looks good here.
She soon regretted her procedures and decided to reverse them all. According to Jennifer, she never intended to look like a Kardashian, nor did she want to. However, When people made this comparison, she took the opportunity as it brought her fame and money. Jennifer found a doctor in Istanbul who could completely change her face.
I kind of agree
but
with
it
that.
cost another $100
I mean, I think this-
on top of what she had already spent.
I think that compared to the other folks, this girl has not gone so far that it's. I think this girl is not gone so far where she's at the point of no return. But I think she should stop while she's ahead. I mean, it's her life, it's her choice. I can't tell her what to do, of course. But I think that I don't think she's going to be able to make herself look better with more surgeries. I think she should just try to maintain what she has, because trying to change her look more, I don't think there's much more room for improvement. I think if she tries to look quote unquote better, more extreme is all she's going to get. She's not going to look better. She's going to look more extreme. And that's my opinion. Of course, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but that's how I feel.
She started with more natural looking veneers. After, Jennifer had a face and neck lift, buccal fat removal, cat eye surgery, a lip lift, and a nose job.
Those
all
are
in one.
good.
Although her recovery was difficult, she now feels more like herself. Jennifer is
Ashley
working on a
Judd was so
documentary
beautiful
called
when she was
Addiction,
younger.
highlighting the real issues around surgery.
She was a very beautiful woman. And even now, even after the surgery, she still looks good. But I agree with you. She would look so much better if she didn't have all those surgeries. But even after them, just because she was always a very beautiful woman. So even with the surgery, she still looks pretty good.
Addictions. Number 18, Martina Big. Martina Big is a German model who was a former flight attendant. She decided to leave her job in 2012 and focus on her dreams. She started her journey with a breast augmentation.
Yeah, there's definitely something to be said for carrying yourself with a good attitude. Like, I can just speak personally that I've looked the same, but girls have been more attracted to me just based on how I act. So absolutely. And I know that goes for women too. Like, if you act confident and you act cool and you get along, like the same guy that maybe would not have noticed you before is gonna really notice you. And obviously people there has to be some physical attraction as well. But sometimes people just don't notice each other. They just don't, just because they don't speak up or they don't do anything to get noticed. And then it's like they see you for the first time. It's like, oh wow, I never realized this girl was there. I didn't realize how cute she was. That kind of thing.
And appeared on the reality TV show Botched, where she sought help to get substantial butt implants. Doctors denied her request, but she returned hoping to alter her.
Okay, I think that's funny how her doctors denied her request to give her butt implants. Now, to be fair, she's a little bit top heavy. I mean, I'm not against the idea of a little extra booty for her.
Which they also denied. There was a lot of controversy surrounding Martina's procedures, most notably her tanning injections to change her skin color. Isaac Murat, baptized the female model in 2018. After spending 7 weeks in Kenya to learn about tribal culture, Martina said she now identifies as a black.
Britney Spears. She used to, like, years ago, I remember reading stories back when she had like security guards from her family that were kind of keeping an eye on her, and she would strip down her clothes and she'd be like, "Don't cover me, I'm hot." She wouldn't want to she wouldn't want to wear a lot of clothes, apparently. Now, Britney Spears, there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on. Apparently, her family was taking advantage of her, taking her money and all that. But I don't want to get into that too deeply because I don't have the full story. But it sounds very unpleasant what's been going on with her. So I don't want to go too off onto that.
Martina Big's husband, Michael Urwin, also changed
These folks are really odd.
She spent over $60,000 on cosmetic procedures and wants to complete her transition by undergoing facial surgery and enhancing her nose and lips to match her African.
Like, this heavy, like, artificial tan stuff is just so weird to me. Like, I'm a naturally pale guy, and I'm like, hey, that's just what I am. Like, if I had the option to artificially change my skin tone, I just got to be happy what you got.
And look, number 19, Brian Ray. Brian Ray has been obsessed with Britney Spears for more than 2 decades and began his transformation 18 years ago when he got veneers to emulate the singer's smile. Since that first procedure, Ray has undergone several surgeries.
She did change her look
2
a lot.
rhinoplasties, cheek implants,
Yes,
lip augmentation, and an eyelid lift. Additionally, he gets Botox and fillers every 6 months and undergoes hair removal surgery on his face and body every 8 weeks, racking over $80,000 on these procedures. Ray says he has no plans to stop.
I don't like being hot either,
and is thrilled with all the work so far, even though he knows he will never look exactly like Britney Spears. Number 20, Alicia Amira. Alicia Amira has dedicated her whole life to looking like a real-life Barbie.
This person here, to me, looks more like a porn star than a Barbie doll. Like, and I mean, if that's what they want to look like, fine. But she says she wants to look like a Barbie, but like this bimbo tattoo on her neck, like what is that, gangster Barbie? Like seriously, and I'm not trying to disrespect people with tattoos, but a bimbo tattoo across your neck, that's not Barbie. I don't know who that is, but that's not Barbie getting a bimbo tattoo across your neck.
Quitting her job to become a full-time living doll. Alicia came from a traditional family and had to keep her conventional looks until she went to university when she was 18.
I would not mind tanning.
She started
a little
transforming
better.
herself
I
with
would not mind
tattoos
that.
while longing to do something more extreme. At 25,
I've learned to embrace I've learned to embrace what I have, but I would not mind being able to tan a little better and not have to wear so much sunscreen all the time. That would not be a bad thing.
she saved 3,500 pounds to boost herself from a D cup to a J cup. Alicia then moved from London to Stockholm, Sweden, and continued her plastic surgery journey.
Okay, so
She's
first
had
she got
Botox, a brow lift,
a breast implant, and you know, that's something that I find that, I mean, it makes sense that most of these people who get too much surgery, and too much is relative, of course, but most of them start off with usually one surgery, and it's usually a fairly reasonable surgery. Like maybe they get a nose job, or they get breast implants, or they get a tummy tuck, or they get something that, you know, they've always wanted. But then they keep getting more and more and more and more and more. And does anybody remember that girl from The Hills? She dated Spencer Pratt, Heidi Montag. She got like 12 plastic surgeries done at once by a doctor. She went in as one person and came out looking like somebody completely different. And she was so pretty when she went in. I mean, she was still pretty after the surgeries, but she lost like her nice, you know, youthful looks.
fillers, rhinoplasty, and breast implants. Alicia labels herself as a bimbo, aiming to look as plastic as possible, which means getting bum implants, a more doll-like nose, and even bigger implants. After achieving her dream look, Alicia now wants to help other women come out of the bimbo closet and is launching an online
person
bimbo
to the
school.
left? Is that her
That brings us to
boyfriend?
the end of this video. If closet and is launching an online bimbo
That looked
school.
really weird.
That brings us to the end of this video. If you want us to feature more videos like this, let school.
Okay.
That brings us to the end of this video. If you want us to
All right,
feature
I'm trying
more
to pause
videos
this.
like
Hold
this,
on.
let us know in the comments below.
Pause. Okay. I've got. Oh, geez, it's running late. You know what? I think I'm probably going to sign. I think we're probably just going to. Well, you know what? Okay, we've got enough time for one more video, I think. Since Skinny Queen is I don't think she's planning to go on. I could run one more. Would you folks rather watch a funny compilation of ALR, or would you rather watch something kind of like true crime about a lawless slum in Brazil, and a reporter goes in there and he interviews the people in the slum? It's very interesting. Because we could do either one. The Amber is more of a, I mean, they're both pretty wild. I think, you know what? The Amber one is a lot shorter, and the other one is kind of long. So we could do the other one next week, because the other one is like 30 minutes long. That's too long, actually. Yeah, ALR, perfect. Yeah, let's do the ALR compilation. It's a short one, too. Let's just do that. That'd be nice. A nice, fun one. It's a good compilation, in my opinion. Let me get this. Let me find this here. So let me pull this up real quick. Let me put up the bumper so we can have a little graphic showing while I'm getting it ready. I think this is a funny graphic I made for today. Oh, anybody like Cyrax? He has been up to a lot of craziness lately. It's been hilarious. I don't really like to put him on too often, but maybe next week I will if he keeps going crazier, because it is getting funny. Here we go. Amberlynn contradicting herself for 16 minutes straight. I don't know if we're going to make all 16 minutes, but we're going to give it a shot. All right. So let me share the tab. All right. ALR, do your best.
Foot was just like dangling.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hey, lady. You don't have OCD. You forgot your spaghetti. You have ODCD. Okay, thank you.
I think this is Apathetic Facts. Let me see who this is from.
Starving. That should be my
Yeah, Apathetic Facts. They do great
Amberlynn
compilations.
Hungry Read. I don't know. I just feel so disconnected.
Let me put this in the chat for you.
She was like, "You're healthy, but you are obese."
Hello? Is anyone home?
Yeah, Rax is a freak. He really is a weirdo.
This first one is something I think a lot of us have picked up on over the years. Amber has spoken a lot about being bullied in school, being known as Fat Amber, saying she was the smelly kid and had no friends. But in recent years, that story has changed.
In school,
You know, now this is something that makes it really weird how she's supposedly getting along so well now with her mother. For a long time, Amber talked about her so-called trauma growing up, and I guess I shouldn't even say so. I don't know. I don't want to minimize, but I don't want to act like I know that she's. I don't know much about Amber Lynn's backstory, but I know that she's very deceptive at times. And she's claimed that she had all these problems as a kid because of her mother being on drugs and her parents not being there for her. And now she's like really tight with her mom, and like good if she is. I think it's great to forgive and move on. But don't deny and start changing your story now just because it's inconvenient.
I was known as Fat Amber. Growing up, I was really bullied because of my weight. I didn't have as many friends as the average kid.
Oh, BCD,
I didn't go
right?
play with people. I was always the fat friend, the ugly friend.
She does lie a
I always
lot.
felt like Fat Amber, and that's exactly what I was called. I have always been Fat Amber. That's who I was when I was in school. When I was in, school, elementary school and middle school and high school, I got made fun of a lot because of my weight. Even in college.
I think that makes a lot of sense. She needs a place to stay, and yes, she makes money from her YouTube channel, but obviously it's more efficient to stay with a family member than to have to hire a full-time caretaker. Excuse me, I mean girlfriend.
I got made fun of a lot in school, honestly. I didn't have as many friends as I could have, all because of my weight. The few friends I did have actually weren't my friends. I was the smelly kid. I was the fat girl. That's how people knew me. I was Fat Amber. I was bullied in school, and now I'm bullied online. But describing myself as
Bullied online.
bully,
Amber is not bullied online, in my opinion.
I want to say loser.
I think that Amber is reacted to online. I think that some people criticize her, but they criticize her for very real things. She has a large channel with a large following. If people are unhappy with her content, if they want to criticize it, that's not bullying. It's just critique. It's like if I don't like a burger at McDonald's, I am not bullying McDonald's if I say I didn't like the burger.
It's like a loser. I don't know. So it was lunchtime. I was in 9th grade, and I hung out under this, like, I want to say awning. It was just me, my group of friends. I want to say there was like 15 of us, and there was this other group.
And by the way, this video is of her contradicting herself. So each clip is going to be followed up by a clip of her reversing herself. So now she's talking about a group of friends who hung out under an awning.
People who hated us. I honestly got along with everybody in high school. Random fact, I was actually nominated as friendliest or /nicest in.
See, there you go. A minute ago, she was talking about how she was an outcast and she was not liked and she was the smelly kid and she was picked on. And now she said she got nominated as the nicest and the friendliest.
High school. It was me and this other girl. Unfortunately, I was runner up. But the fact that I was even nominated says a lot about what people thought of me. The group that hated my group, well, I wouldn't say my group. I wasn't like the head honcho.
I agree.
Or anything, but
I agree.
The group that I hung out with, like my friends and stuff.
And I like to point this out. While it is true that we have to eat to live, we do not have to eat sweets. We do not have to eat fried food. We do not have to eat delivery or takeout or McDonald's or any of that stuff. We can eat health food. Now, we may not like to. We may want to eat tasty food. We may want to eat junk food. But there's nothing that requires anybody to eat anything unhealthy. And our ancestors lived quite well on very nutritious, or maybe not even nutritious, but on low-calorie foods. They survived quite well. So I do believe it's a choice. I believe some people struggle. I think they have trouble maintaining a healthy weight. But I think some people also just kind of give up and choose to be heavy. And there are people like that.
For some reason, they hated me the most.
Several times throughout the years, she admits she didn't care about school, would smoke, drink, and slack off, but when Back, or anyone really, called her out on her stupidity, she blames it on her childhood and moving a lot.
About school, I never went. I didn't care about
So let's get back.
About
Hold on.
school.
Called her out on her stupidity.
She said she didn't care about school. She'd smoke weed, drink, slack off. But when anyone called her out, she blamed it on her childhood and moving a lot. So which was it? Was she a delinquent, or was she, a student, tried to be a good student and just couldn't do
She
it?
blames it on her childhood and moving a lot.
About school, I never went.
Right?
I didn't care about school.
Always
I'd
contradicting
either
your
miss
childhood
school
stories.
Or I'd just not care. Like I'd go and I wouldn't do any of the work.
I have actually been suspended from school quite a few times. I was a rebellious kid/teenager. I didn't care. I didn't care about nothing.
So the A in ALR was not for academics, apparently.
About nobody, not school, nothing.
What were you like as a teen? Long story short, I think that I rebelled because I was in foster care again. And so
Makes
I started
sense.
smoking weed and I started drinking. I either ditched school or didn't care about school.
When I was a teenager, I rebelled against everyone and anything that I can get my...
In fairness to Amber on this one, I think that these are not mutually exclusive. I think it is possible to be rebellious and to be lashing out because you're struggling. I think those are a little bit related. So I don't think this is necessarily the biggest contradiction that she's made.
My hands on. I was drinking.
Maybe I'm not
smoking
understanding
all
it
the
as well.
time.
It's not that I am stupid, but I'm not the smartest. I went through a lot in school. I was actually in special ed in high school and middle school. It's not something I like to admit, but it's true. When I get taught things, it kind of doesn't absorb in my...
Amber likes to pretend that she's not smart. And I don't think that she's like a genius or anything like that. But I think she likes to pretend that she's dumber than she is. She thinks it's cute. The way she mispronounces words on purpose, and she makes up little expressions and things, and she acts like she doesn't know the basic things. I think she's internalized that being she likes that clueless trying to think of the right word for it, that identity of being a ditz. She likes that for herself, and I don't know why, but
my head,
I get that impression from her.
It would a normal person.
What was your favorite school subject? My favorite subject.
That's
in
fantastic,
school,
Nirvana.
I'm trying to think childhood, not high school, not middle school. I'm trying to think of elementary school. I really enjoyed writing. I really loved math too. My favorite subject was either English or art.
See, so now she's all of a sudden she was good student Lynn who loved English and art, and she's going to talk about how she did a good job in class.
Sometimes it was math. If I really understood it, I really enjoyed math. I know math, don't I? Walking calculator right here.
She's a walking calculator.
For the moon landing, it's difficult to talk about history when you confuse the 16th president with Uncle Sam. Well, a little backstory about when I was in elementary school. Actually, also high school. So elementary school, I was in foster care. So that's a little tidbit. And I jumped.
Jumped?
My whole time in elementary school, I probably went to over 20 elementary schools. The main elementary school I went to there is Miwok Elementary.
20 elementary schools? That's a lot of elementary schools.
The high schools I went to was Casa Grande, but graduated at San Antonio. I had to go to Sonoma Mountain for a minute. Like I said, I was expelled.
I was a good student at times, but I was also a bad student at times, so I can't really brag too much.
A little bit.
There's an Orlando, Kentucky. She's not talking about Florida.
Oh, are you in Florida? Wait, there's an Orlando, Kentucky? This is why I didn't.
Oh, and by the way, yeah, I totally
I'd go to
agree.
one school
I think that's
where I was
awesome that
already
you
taught
avoid fast
all
food.
the stuff I was learning about. Then I'd go to another school, and I'd be learning about something that I don't even know what the heck's happening. So by jumping around school so much, I skipped a lot of school. So, I mean, it's sad, but it is what it is.
I was never that great in school.
What am I supposed to be doing?
Looking for Russia.
We'll show them so I can show Russia.
She's the walking calculator there.
Precisely.
Dude.
I just want to say I was never taught this, okay? So
You were in school, but you weren't listening.
Dude.
no, this is when I was bouncing around.
Becky with a nice little
Geography. They didn't teach
snarky
you
remark.
Geography.
I missed a lot of school being in foster care.
I have some things to learn. I'm not gonna admit, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but I know where Rush is.
It's the top right.
Where?
What?
Where?
The top right.
Point to it.
ALR is such a goofball, but it's the thing is she even being honest? Does she really not know where Russia is? And if she doesn't, that's not good.
Just like also going to college. I didn't complete it because I moved. If I wouldn't have moved, I would have completed it, of course. I didn't stop going because I disliked it or whatever it may be. I actually thoroughly enjoyed college. It's just I moved across the country and whatever it may be.
Didn't you go to school for criminal justice? I did.
It is. It's like
I
the
did.
second largest country. Maybe it is the largest country,
Don't let
actually.
anyone ever force you into going to college.
We've always heard Amber talking about how poor she and her family were growing up. She's talked about having only one pair of pants, wearing the same clothes every day, and any money coming in would be spent on, well, you know. But did you know our girl has a very particular palate and refused to drink anything other than Fiji water? As I was editing this, I realized I went a little more in depth with the subject in my Amberlin's Biggest Loss Part 4, so go ahead and check that video out for even more contradictions.
And I was very poor.
And in fact, you know what? Like you mentioned earlier about how you avoid fast food. I can relate to that. I'm gonna don't want to make it about me, but I think it's a good chance for me to share a little bit. I was raised on a diet of basically all fast food. I have not touched fast food in like years at this point. I think I had a McDonald's burger, not a burger. I like chicken nuggets like maybe 3 years ago. I had a Whataburger like 2 years ago. And I'll eat pizza on occasion. That's like the only I guess that's fast food. But yeah, like you can absolutely don't have to. You're not bound by anything in your past unless you choose to be. And I understand sometimes it's difficult. I'm not going to say that it's always easy to move on from a difficult past, but we have the ability to do it, right? And it's almost 10 o'clock. So I am going to start winding it down. We'll watch a few more minutes of this, but I think we're going to end a little bit before it's
money.
over.
Like I'm telling you, I wore the same pair of pants and sweater every single day going to school. My mom shared stories with Becky. I was the poorest kid at school, like hands down. You saw me and you knew okay, that's the poor kid.
I lived in a trailer that was falling apart with mold and holes.
My grandma was cremated and we were poor, so she didn't get this like beautiful urn.
That would explain why she seems smart about some stuff.
Box and Fiji. In high school, Fiji was the only water I would drink. I wouldn't drink any other water. No tap water, no water from restaurants, no other bottled water, only Fiji.
Amber seems kind of ignorant about basic law and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't think she would.
So weird. The first diet I was actually ever on was when I was 11 years old. I weighed 290 pounds and I was in foster care at the time. And my social
290 at 11. That's big. 290 was basically my heaviest weight. Was 290, right around 290. I mean, maybe a little bit over. I don't know exactly, but right around 290 was at my heaviest weight. And I'm 5'10", 5'11". So yeah, for her, that's
social worker
that's a
literally
lot.
said to me, I will pay for you to do Weight Watchers if you just do it and stick with it. So I did it and I stuck with it. And I lost about 2 pounds a week.
I think it was interesting at least, though, right?
I rebelled even at a young age thinking I didn't need to do it.
Good night, everybody.
Even though I was
I'm going to start
290
winding it
pounds
down.
At the age of 11. That's kind of scary.
The lowest weight I ever remember weighing is 290 pounds, and that was at the age of 11. When I was 16, I weighed 420 pounds.
As a child, I was on a soccer team. I was on a softball team. I was in a dance group. I would rollerblade, roller skate, swim, ride my bike, the whole 9 yards.
All right, everybody. I think we're going to start winding it down. Thank you, everybody, for coming in tonight.
I don't want to say athletic, but it kind of was.
What happened the last time?
It's a lowercase L, ignorant.
Becky and I really aren't into like paint. Don't have an answer. I mean,
That's a good point, Mouse Toes. You don't get to 290 if you don't buy any food at all, right? Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming on tonight, Skinny Queen. You were awesome. Love having you on as a co-host. It's always fun.
that's not true. We did it one time here.
Everybody check out Skinny Queen and check out Kidney J.
On your best hookup ever.
Check out Kidney J. She did that video about foodies joining the Blackfoot tribe. And I think it's a very interesting one. I didn't, it's another bit of ancestry she's going to try to claim. Yeah, good night, everybody. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you around. Hopefully, I'll see you at Skinny's sometime this week. I will be around there at least a little bit. Good night to all. It's all a good night. And please hit that like button if you're enjoying the video. And be sure to hit subscribe if you are not already subscribed. And yeah, and leave a comment if you're watching the replay and you're enjoying it. All right, everybody. I'll see you around. Good night.